my name is ARTEMXSDELUZ, and thanks for tuning in. We are here at Weirdo Haven, a safe place for weirdos, where we pride ourselves on authenticity over acceptability. We're talking to a love reading today, by the way, so let's see what surfaces. If the message does not fit, it is not shit. All right, take the parts that resonate, leave the rest behind. Here's a clip of the piles. Feel free to pause the video, meditate, figure out which one is calling your name. Look down below for the timestamps. Anything else? Oh yeah, have an amazing, wonderful day. Hello, pile one. So today we are tapping into your love life. I feel like it's gonna be super long. I'm grabbing from 11 different decks. So without further ado, because I do not want to waste your time with, shenanigans, let's get right into things. So, the love life of pile one. Tell me more. Some of you could like Asians. Some of you could like anime characters. That's your crush. You're like, real life people? No. But Kakashi, send them my ray. Like, what did I say? Kakashi sensei. You know what? Excuse me. Didn't mean to beep. Why do I keep saying beep? Didn't mean to burp in your face again. It's making me think. Okay. So many things. One, I just seen 122 on the time, so I'm going to grab my angel book and read from it. Two, I was going to stop the video and completely start over because that little pause right there. But that gave me the impression that, like you said, you're not having crushes on nobody or anything like that because you feel like you're kind of awkward or like you're going to burp in somebody's face or you're going to stutter through it and you're like scared to be rejected is the energy I'm picking up on. But again, let me grab my book. Pile one, you're so awkward. You know how they say first is the worst? That's how you feel. I don't think that you're necessarily the oldest child or anything like that. But in gym class, if they ever had some type fun day layout and the first person was always the example of what not to do, that is who you feel like you are. You're like, being first is not a blessing unless it's to the porter potty. Unless it's to the shitter. Okay, 122. Let me look. Excuse me. I am drinking this little ass can, so like this is where this is coming from. Okay. 122, look around. Your prayers are manifesting. You are being called to look around and see what is coming your way. There have been many changes around you so as to create room for the things you are manifesting. Create a list of the things that seem different in your life presently. Reflect on how they are the result of your prayers. So basically what I'm getting, pile one, is as hesitant as you are or as much as you tell this narrative of how you don't have your eye on anyone or nobody catches your interest or, you're only in love with fictional characters or anything like that, there's still this hopeless romantic energy to you, I feel. My Venus is in Pisces. Shout out to all my hopeful romantics, okay? Yeah, so it's the energy of seeing where you used to be, seeing how far you've come. I feel like there's this stutter energy. I'm not even a stutterer. I'm actually very well spoken. So to have this type of like hesitation that keeps coming out with the words is definitely an energy I'm picking up from you guys. So I feel like, even imagine if a few years ago you had a speech impediment or you couldn't read very well or you weren't good at talking to strangers or there's something that you've constantly been working at. I'm also getting the impression that if you're someone who has ADHD or autism or whatever the case may be for your variables of your life, you have found the right formula that like puts you in the position to excel. And even in a love situation, that's not something you've experienced before. Some of you, there was that show of like Love on the Spectrum or something like that. Even shows like that, maybe you didn't necessarily watch them, but you heard about them, or maybe you see reels about people who have ADHD and they're dating someone who is like autistic, and just seeing videos like that gives you hope that like you could be loved for your conditions or hesitations or downfalls or something like that, or something you used to consider was a flaw or anything like that. I feel like this pile doesn't have a lot of experience in relationships, and that used to be something you looked at kind of with a frown, like, oh, I don't have experience, who's gonna want to date me, I'm a clean slate. That's like if someone recently discovered or recently allowed themselves to be queer. Shout out to my queers, okay? Non-binary presence right here. But you allowed yourself to finally, you know, put yourself out there, and now you're the baby gay, and then no one wants to date the baby gay because they don't want to feel like the experiment. They don't want to feel like the first or something like that. So it's like, I'm also picking up even for a virgin. Like, some people used to frown at the fact that they're a virgin, and they're like, who's going to want to date a virgin? Everyone wants to be sexually pleased, or they already know the thing or the stuff or whatever. And it's kind of like, your love life is going to be perfectly catered or curated to your experience, you know. So if you're a virgin, you're gonna find someone who's more than happy to mold you in the way they want you, or like for their ultimate pleasure, is what I heard. But this is not an 18+ reading, so let's continue. Pile 1, I hope this gives you amazing insight and some clarity for the things you need. Anyway, here we are. Pile 1. The love life of pile 1. What's coming through? Sorry. I feel like some of you are about to cry. Like, you're so emotional. The love life of... Thank you. Wait, too many cards. I only want 3 cards. The love life of pile 1. Okay, thank you. So, we have... Warrior, be fearless and stand strong. Exactly. This is the energy I've been picking up on. You know, you don't want to be that, like... I heard bumbling buffoon. Is that from a movie? I think so. Like, you don't want to be... I'm getting, like, the movie images of the people who get a makeover and then finally they're good enough. You want to be someone who accepts themselves as they are. So you're like, I'm going to be fearless. I'm going to stand strong. I'm going to know that I'm worthy of love. We have summer, bask in joy and light. This makes me think you met someone this summer. You could be meeting someone in the summer, because this is timeless. So depending when you watch this, maybe summer has not occurred yet. I immediately thought of the song Be My Summer by Snow Allegra. Can you be my summer? Protect me from the rain. With the bee, it's making me think of honey. So yeah, of course, the love will be sweet, but it also, you know, honeys work hard, but they work hard because they love to serve their queen. So I feel as though not all of you have to be feminine energies or anything like that, but I feel like you used to look at people and you would pity them, and you would be like, I feel so bad for anyone who has to get in a connection with me, because I know they have to do so much work. I require so much attention or so much preparation, or, you know, whatever the case may be. But I feel like this person likes their work. Like, work isn't hard if they, you know, if you find fun and joy or an excitement in your day. So I feel like, again, it's going to be joyful and light and sweet, and like, nothing is too much. Like, you could never ask for too much when it comes to this person. And then we have wise one. It says grow within your current situation. So between this energy and being the warrior, I feel like you grew to I got confused real quick, because not confused, I just got distracted. This jumped out at me. This is like W, even though it says wise one, so it's W-O, but WSW popped out, like jumped out at me. West, southwest, west by southwest. I don't know if that means something to somebody, but maybe some of you are moving to the west by southwest, the plane. Like, I'm not sure. But yes, but within a love connection. And again, if you're single and you're like, who is this person? Just let this be inspiration of who's to come. Because also with growing within your current situation, owls are very wise. Again, this wise energy. I feel like this person wants to like be wise about you, wants to study you. It's not hard work to know your favorite color, to know that if you're going in a road trip and you're going to be in a car ride for a long amount of time, you're going to require certain things to really have a calm experience. Or they know if you go out to a party, your social battery is going to run out early and you're going to want to leave the party sooner than if this person went by themselves. And they want to grow with you. Like, they're not going to see you struggle or see you have a hard time and be like, okay, I don't want to deal with this. They want to grow within the situation. So they want to learn more about you and learn more about the connection. Also with Wise One, I feel like you are very intelligent. Say you have autism and you think that's like a hindrance or that's annoying or something like that. But then you're someone who's very efficient and you're someone who's like, actually, it makes sense if we leave the party at this time because then we could get home and beat this traffic and blah, 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 blah. And maybe you got an impression by somebody that when you calculate things like that, or when you know, deduce to find the most efficient outcome, it's kind of annoying or it kind of steals the spontaneity. But this person loves that. This person is like, thank you for analyzing that so quickly that I didn't have to go through such a struggle. I feel like your strengths are this person's struggle and vice versa. Like, it's very yin and yang. It's very much like filling the gaps one lacks or something like that is what I heard. I also feel like there is an age difference in this connection. I feel like one of you is more fearless and one of you is more smart. This could be like a fire sign, air sign connection is coming through, but that doesn't have to be the case. Okay, let's keep going. Pile 1. The love life of pile 1. The love life of pile 1. Too many cards. Okay, we got romantic love. We got Aphrodite. All right, Aphrodite is an association with Venus, in my opinion. Venus is the planet of love. Venus is ruled by Libra and Taurus. Libra is an air sign. I did mention air signs. Air signs are Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. And Taurus is an earth sign. Earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And look how beautiful she is. Some of you could wear your hair natural. And again, this is things like you thought people wouldn't love you. Some of you wear like a hearing aid, I see, or like some type contraption that's noticeable. Some of you might have had surgery on the head and now there's like this noticeable bald spot or a burn victim. Like, there's some noticeable something that wasn't always there, something that's not common with other people. But it doesn't have to be that it doesn't have to be that permanent. It could be something like wearing your hair natural and you think, you know, someone who has their hair laid or someone who has a different appearance than you might be more attractive or more magnetized towards love, I feel, something like that. But when this person sees you, it's like captivating. It's like you are their kind of beautiful. You don't have to have, and you know, you've worked through your fears. We have growth right here. But you don't have to have any fear or hesitation about this person's interest in you. I'm also getting another message. I'm trying to think. What is it? Some of you may have been seeing bees, been seeing feathers, been seeing carvings. The carvings could be like a wood carving within stone, something etched in. Pearls, or like black pearls, is coming through. These could all have been signs you have seen recently. This is just confirmation of that. The other message I was getting, oh yes, was that not only are you wiser about your situation, about, you know, deserving love, about being optimistic about your love life and the potential for romantic love, you, I feel, are also a bit older yourself. So you could be an older person in a relationship with a younger person, so they're teaching you how to be more fearless, you know, be more out there and enjoying. Just enjoyment, pleasure, fun. So I feel like you could be older. You could be a late bloomer or something like that is coming through. The love life of pile 1. Pile 1's love life. And I forgot I wanted one more of these actually, so too many. Pile 1's love life, too many. Too many. Pile 1's love life. All right, can we move this over? We have Green Tara, the Buddha of enlightened action. My soul informs me every step. I do what my heart compels me to do. Yeah, this gives me the impression that there's no late bloomer. There's no late to the start or the race, or there is no race, to be completely honest. But it's kind of like your soul informs me of every step. So I feel like your focus was growth. When you look around and you see relationships, you see connections, you're maybe like, why is it so easy for other people to understand each other, let alone in the love department? You know, this is something you could have been confused about, again, hesitant about participating in, but it's kind of like with your soul informing me of every step, you knew you weren't ready before now. You knew that wasn't your timeline before now, because you had growth to do. You had wisdom to learn about yourself and about how you interact with other people. And we also have Reverence, White Buffalo Calf Woman, number 50. 50 goes down to 5. 5 represents change. So it's kind of like, yeah, your love life is about to take a change. If you've been single for a while, you're going to be in a relationship. If you've been in relationships for a while, I feel like you could be ascending to a higher level of commitment. And also with Reverence, and then going back to this Green Tara energy where your heart compels you, your soul informs you. It's like your intuitive guidance. So I feel like even though love may be your motivation, for some of you, you weren't even worried about the outcome of love, because you're just like, you know, spirit has its hands in the pot. When things are ready, the oven will, you know, ding. It's kind of like when you put something on a timer and it's like, oh, let me just hit it and forget it. Like, you know, put the timer on and put it out of your mind. And of course, there might be times when it's like, oh, is it ready yet? Or did the alarm go off? And it's like, oh, did it ready yet? Blah, blah, blah. You're like, is it ready yet? Maybe there's 7 minutes left. I should check the timer. And then it's kind of like, that's pointless. Why check how long until the countdown, or, you know, whatever the case may be? I'll know it's here when the timer goes off, when the alarm goes off. That's when I know, you know, things are being activated. So also with this Aphrodite card, it has 2. 2 is about balance. So it's kind of like you finally feel balanced in who you are. You're able to stand strong now and what you bring to a connection. I feel like in the past, you know, just growing pains, growing up, it's kind of like you felt maybe taken advantage of, or you're a recovering people pleaser, or you were learning to love your body, or just, you know, regular self-love practices. And you're like, until I can love my own body naked, how am I going to be able to show it to somebody else? Until I'm able to, you know, figure out what my center feels like on my own, how will I know if I'm off caliber when I'm with someone else? There's just things you wanted to do, things you wanted to learn. And I feel like you finally could say you've done that part. You've done the healing part, where now you can enjoy all the work you've done. Ooh. I don't drink soda too often, but when I do, yummy, yum, yum. All right, moving right along. Pile 1. Tell me about Pile 1's love life. Pile 1's love life. On the bottom of the deck, let me show you. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw surrender, let go, freedom, flow. So I feel like you finally feel free enough to kind of participate, to collaborate, to exchange energy with other people. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, so we have She of the Woods, number 19. 19, 9 plus 1 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 represents new beginnings. You're in this new beginning where you finally feel at home in your own skin, and therefore you're at peace enough to have a connection with somebody else, to let somebody else into your bubble. You have to find this peace of standing on your own 2 feet, of just being a human that's in life, of figuring out how you fit into the world, figuring out how your mind works, figuring out your triggers, you know, natural. I wouldn't even say natural, the natural path, but like, because not everyone goes through these lessons and takes the time to figure it out and like to sit in the woods. Okay, you know how many authors sat in the woods? Authors, that goes back. You wouldn't know authors sat in the woods unless you're a reader. You're a reader and you have a vivid imagination, and that's why you fall in love with characters before really people, because characters have so much more depth than what people of this generation try to show you in terms of love and vulnerability and such. So I feel like you're so at peace about what you want, what you're looking for, who you are, that you're finally like, okay, let someone impress me. I dare you. Then we have number 22. Okay. 22, I feel like someone's birthday could be on the 22nd. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 represents stability. We have wisdom, power, transformation. Wisdom, the wise one. Okay, so you definitely transformed. And I did tell you about that number 5. 5 is about change and transformation. You feel like you finally have your power. You know, you don't have to please people. You don't have to do this. You don't have to move a certain way. Some of you, again, with growing, with being wise, you're older now. So now that you're older, you're able to see things in a new way or in a new light, or, you know, something of the sort. So in terms of relationships in your love life, things can change. Things can finally start. It's kind of, what am I thinking? I see the vision of a pot and it's boiling, but it's been boiling for so long that some of the water has started evaporating out of the pot. And it's kind of like, hello, why haven't you put in the noodles? Why haven't you put in the chicken? Why haven't you boiled? You know, this is what this whole thing was for. And it's kind of, I'm under the impression that if they would have put the noodles in, it would have been at a time where you couldn't give it your full attention. You would have put the noodles in and then they're boiling, and then you would have been distracted and had to go do something, and you wouldn't have been able to come back in time to turn off the stove, to have the noodles at the right texture and consistency that you're looking for. Like, there's something about not being able to finish what you started if you had a relationship any sooner than now, because you would have been triggered by something. Something would have made you had a realization where you're like, wait, let me figure this out on my own. I'm getting the impression for some of you, if you would have gotten a relationship sooner, it would have taken your partner to trigger you to realize that you're queer, or realize this isn't the type of person that you should be dating, or realize based on how you responded to something that you're autistic or you're bipolar or there's something, right? But if you gave yourself the patience to just figure it out on your own, you know, you would still come to that same, something else would have been the trigger, and something else would have been that catalyst to transform you. So I feel like whatever lessons and experience you've gone through to gain the wisdom about yourself, now that you have the right adjectives to define who you are and your experience in the world, you feel a sense of power in that. Maybe you found your community and your people, and they've convinced you, you know, you're allowed to be loved, or you just get, again, healing, growth, maturing. So you've taken all of that together, and now you're like, okay, I'm in a position where I could be in a relationship, and I'll know when I'm being taken advantage of or manipulated, or I love myself enough, I'm grounded enough, okay, that I can take the chance to be in a relationship and it won't completely ruin me or end me or make me lose myself. And then we also have Peace Walker, which again goes back to that energy of peace. You're so at peace with who you are that's like me. I didn't know I was autistic and I have ADHD, self-diagnosed, and self-diagnoses are completely valid, by the way, until about 2.5 years ago. And now that I do know, I just feel so much more powerful, because now I'm like, now no one can tell me about myself, like, because now I know all the things. Now I'm open to all the secrets and the mysteries. Of course, you're always learning and discovering things about yourself, but it's a different type of validation when it's like, oh, I knew something was kind of off, and like it totally is, but like I could work with that. I just needed to know I was right. And that's why I'm a fucking weirdo and you are too, and that's why you're here. Hello. Okay, so we have peace, gentle, and forward. Yeah, I feel like, you know, this is something you're inexperienced with. Relationships, maybe putting yourself out there, being a certain level of vulnerable, or a culmination of all those things. So I feel like being at peace within yourself and within your environment, you are gently taking steps forward. Maybe you're downloading apps. Maybe you're asking your friend to introduce you to this certain person. Maybe you're walking up to some random person on the street and you're like, hey, I really like your shoes. Actually, would it be cool if I got your number? Or this, or you're putting yourself in situations where you could meet more people. That's what's going on in your love life right now. Because maybe, again, in the past, you were like, I'm single and this sucks and this is horrible. But then you've done your healing and you're like, wow, it feels great to be single. I love the peace that I feel within this environment. I love how much control I have over my day, over my time, over myself, because you're not like having to be considerate of someone else's feelings. This is also a great reset for you, because I feel like you're someone who was always considerate of someone else's feelings, always looking out for somebody else, always making sure other people are okay. So to finally have a sense of peace where you're just like, okay, I know how much I have to bring. I know what's my responsibility. Other people's emotions are not in my control. And to have that kind of foundation of self, so that when you get in a connection, it could be a balance of something more. And nine is all about endings. So we have an ending, we have a new beginning, we have an ending, and we have stability. So I feel like you just completed a cycle. I feel like not only are you ready to have relationships with people in a romantic sense, but also in a platonic sense. Because connection doesn't only just have to be romantic. Okay, so where is your love life at presently? We did have children at the bottom of the deck when I split to shuffle, which makes me think you were dealing with, you know, childhood trauma. And that's good. It's better to deal with it and face it and address it so it doesn't, again, trigger you and block your blessings later. And I feel like that could also have been the trigger, which is why you had to delay any potential relationship or any possibility of relationship, because you had to deal with the childhood trauma and make sure you got out that gunk in the baggage so that you could have a clean slate. Which makes me think back to the beginning of the video when I was hesitating and I was thinking, and I was like not talking a lot because I was convincing myself that I had to start over, that I couldn't have such a mistake. And I feel like that's very you, very much wanting someone to see you at your best, wanting to have a clean slate. So if you were in a relationship and you did something that was very human or very like a mistake that you could forgive yourself for, it's something that really you hold on to dearly, and maybe even replay or overthink, and that you feel kind of tainted the slate. So again, you weren't ready in the past, because you can't think of it like that. You can't think of it as a tainted slate. You can't think of, oh, I wrote it and now I had to scribble it out, but I wrote in pen and now it's permanent, so I got to rip it out and I have to start over so that it's a clean space and you can see that there was no mistake. But it's like there is going to be mistakes, because we're human and humans make errors. So that's something you also have to come to terms with. And again, you grow, you learn. But pile 1, where is love at for pile 1? Okay, so initially things were unrequited. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Yeah, that's definitely an energy I am picking up on. I feel like you were someone who didn't, in the past, you were someone who didn't really value yourself. So you didn't, again, realize when you were being taken advantage of, or when things were unbalanced. You may have just been happy to be in someone's presence or something like that. I feel like some of you, when you have a crush, you could get a little obsessed. So again, it's this like level of unrequited energy where you like someone more than they like you. But I also feel like was the unhealed version of you when you were kind of like, oh my God, I hope I impress this person. I hope I'm able to like entertain this person and keep this person's attention. When now, especially depending on what the card says, I feel like you've done so much growth that now it's more like, do I like you? Do I want you breathing in my bubble? Like, can I stand you for more than 5 minutes? Like, more, now it's more like, impress me, darling, impress me. Now you realize you're the prize. You're like, okay, I am peace. I'm at peace either way. I'm good either way. So like, if you're not better than my peace, why would I even want you breathing near me? Like, oh, see, I said the children card was peeking out. Your love life is being affected by children. Yeah, so and with this unrequited love energy and children popping up, it's making me think, what was I thinking? Something about siblings. Didn't I say, was it this group? Yeah, I was saying first is the worst. With children, you could be the oldest, but again, I don't feel like you are the oldest, but I feel like there are definitely a sibling situation going on. You could even be the middle child. I feel like there's this energy of like isolation. You felt unrequited love, maybe from your parents. They gave a lot of attention to your other siblings. The oldest needs attention because, you know, they have to get the map out of how they're going to run the week, and the youngest needs the attention because they're the baby, and then maybe the middle was exiled to kind of do their own thing and find their own way. So maybe that is why you could have been a people pleaser, because you felt like you had to try extra hard for people's attention. So to imagine a people pleaser in the wrong relationship. You could have even had a narcissistic parent is popping up. But anyway, yeah, where your love life was at, or where it's at, is getting through this childhood trauma, getting over this need to prove that you deserve to be loved, and just knowing that you do. You're definitely working on this peace aspect so you can develop a new sense of connection. And where could it go? Where could Pile 1's love life go? Where could Pile 1's love life go? Too many cards came out at once. Where can Pile 1's love life go? Too many cards. Where can Pile 1's love life go? Okay. We have free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life, which is exactly what you're doing. Freeing yourself from childhood traumas, freeing yourself from the past, freeing yourself from the old narratives that you don't deserve love, and instead following intuition, following your soul, and following your heart. We have stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. I feel like you have been doing that. The potential to be loved, you know, like in the books or like in the shows you watch, is the exact motivation to continue. Like I said, Love on the Spectrum, shows like that. Those memes about people loving, you know, neurodivergent people is like, oh, that's the hope I need. That's the exact little push I needed. We have forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moment. So yeah, the past, this children energy, or this unrequited love, anytime you almost had it and it maybe slipped through your fingertips or something like that, it's like letting it all go, forgiving that it wasn't the time, you know, learning the lesson in the moment, and not holding that against any possible future outcome. And then we have true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. So yeah, I feel like, you know, you will find your true love. Stay optimistic about your love life. Free yourself from these old, outdated beliefs. Forgive yourself for anything that happened in the past. Of course, you know that cheesy, like, forgive yourself for what happened before because you didn't have the knowledge you have now to do better or to do more. Something like that. So it's kind of like, as you forgive and allow yourself to be human and have errors, you will realize you have to extend that same type of forgiveness within a romantic connection. A lot of learning, you know, a lot of growing. The usual, the good stuff. So possible energies involved in this connection. We're going to tap into some zodiac signs. If your zodiac sign or this person's doesn't pop up, you know, don't let it be an end all be all. This is just extra confirmation for those certain individuals. Okay, so Pile 1. Possible energies involved with pile one's love life. Possible energies involved in pile one's love life. Cancer almost popped out. Okay, we have 7th house. So I definitely see a relationship brewing. Okay, 7th house represents partners, best friends, marriage. This is also Libra energy. And we did mention Libra pop out with this Venus energy here, which was Libra and Taurus. Libra is in air signs. Other air signs would be Gemini and Aquarius. We have Gemini energy right here with Mercury, communication. It says information, learning, words, thoughts. I already have a lot of downloads. I'll tell you in a second, though. We have empowerment. It says combines with, strengthens, join forces. We have Sagittarius, philosophical, independent, generous, adventurous. And we have Pisces. It says imaginative, healing, empathetic, mystical, spiritual. Sagittarius and Pisces, I feel like are very spiritual cards. So with these two and you being someone who follows your soul, follows your heart, I feel like this person is very open, honest. I feel like a Pisces energy, and I did mention Venus and Pisces because that's me. That's the hopeless romantic category. Some of you could also have Mercury in your 7th house, Mercury and Sag, Mercury and Pisces, Pisces in your 7th house, something of this combination that you see down here. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Pisces are very ethereal, very much like a fictional character brought to life. If you like the fantastical realm of things, so I feel like if that's your interest, that could get along well. Does that make sense? I don't know. I got distracted for a second, but I feel like this person is definitely going to be like a long-term person energy with this empowerment card right here. Your love life, this person is very, again, like ride or die energy. Your downfalls or your requirements or anything like that is of no problem to this person. They like that they can be able to, let me cater to you, baby, this is your thing. By Destiny's Child, that's what's popping up to me. Because I feel like a parent in the past might have told you, like, what you need is too much. And what you require is too much. And they're not going to cater to you. So you always grew up. And it doesn't just have to be that. You could have grown up and your, like, parent just picked at you. So they would be like, ew. No one's gonna love you if your farts smell like that. No one's gonna love you if your boobs look like that, your hair looks like that, your body looks like that, you let that grow like that. Like anything very negative, very detrimental to your self-esteem. But this person is so empowering. So if you say, you know, oh, I'm sorry, I'm an overthinker. I need affirmations, or I need confirmation, or I need explanation, or I need this, or I need that. They're very much willing to like strengthen you and confirm for you that what you require is not too much. Like, there's this communication energy where they're very vocal and they're very, I know you need this and I know this is required for your reassurance and I'm going to tell you that this. They're very generous. It's so patient. It's so patient. It's so loving. You so deserve it. Let's keep going though, because I told you I'm going to be chatty and we've been here for quite some time already. So one word to describe this connection. When I split the deck, I saw humor, and that's definitely Sagittarius energy, the jokester, the fun one of the crowd. I would say Gemini is the same. And honestly, looking at these cards, these are all mutable signs. Pisces, Sagittarius, Gemini, and who else is mutable? Who am I missing here? We have a water, we have a fire, we have an air, we need an earth. Earth, mutable earth sign, mutable earth sign. Virgo, this is the only person we're missing here. Maybe you're the Virgo. One word to describe this connection. Forgiveness. dang. And failure tried to come out. It didn't come out, but it tried to come out. It says, I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. How often have we been talking about mistakes, okay? Then there's this forgiving and learning energy, and again, forgiveness popped out. It says, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. So you're like, basically, if I keep hating my parents for not loving me enough, I'm just going to turn into my parents. So instead, I'm going to forgive them for not knowing any better. I'm going to forgive them for being teenage parents. I'm going to forgive them for not having too much sense about what they're supposed to do for love, because for real, if we look at grandma and grandpa, them hoes is struggling too, you know? So I'm going to not let anything block my connection to love, because my heart is what compels me to do and to move and to operate. And I want to flow from, ooh. I had a gnat run up on me. My windows aren't even open. My door is not even open. Where did that gnat come from? Something small and something irrelevant that almost tried to come and steal my attention. And that's what I feel like for you. There's something small and irrelevant. And yeah, you're like, yeah, of course, as a kid, it really hurt. And as a kid, you know, I felt like no one could love me and this and that and whatever. But I'm going to forgive myself for anything that I had to go through in the past to get me to my truth, or to get me to this sense of understanding or this sense of freedom. What else? Okay, so your thoughts on your love life, or like your POV, your perspective on your love life. Pile 1's perspective. Stop playing. Do I want these? Yeah, they kind of came out together. We'll keep it. All right. So we have strength, intuition, caution, fear, and success. There's a lot around this orange energy. I would look into solar plexus chakra. I mean, not solar, sacral plexus chakra, sacral plexus healing. Sacral chakra, if I'm not misinforming you, has to do with like your pleasure zone, your sexual energy, self-esteem, which for me goes back to like your body, or like seeing yourself naked or something like that is popping up. So basically your perspective is, yeah, you've been doing what's necessary to build up your strength, to really be able to successfully be in a relationship. And with intuition here, which goes back to reverence and this like spiritual respect, you really take it into account what your soul informs you to do, how your heart compels you to move, how spirit tells you to operate. So when it comes to love, of course, maybe that's something you've wanted, something you talked about having, but you're like, I feel like it's not my time. I feel like it's not right. It's not time to open the oven. It's not time to take out the pie. So you were cautious. You were moving in a way that was kind of hesitant, that was kind of putting you on the back burner, that kind of had you focusing on other things while you were building up that strength. Kind of a necessary distraction, so you weren't too focused on the things you don't yet have. And now that you're in a position to be successful in this realm, in this relationship, you know, platform or whatever, there is some fear. Even though you're standing in the light, there is still some darkness. And just like this orange, it has this hint of darkness to it, okay? It's like, even though you know you could be successful, even though you've known, you know, you've grown, you've healed, you've done the work, there is still some hesitation of what is through here, what could happen to me, because you are someone who is inexperienced. But even though you have this fear that, oh, there could be a failure, there could be mistakes, there could be things that don't work out, you're someone that's like, even though there's the possibility of a short-term dalliance, even though this might not be a long-term forever, you know, you're like, I have the tools, the wisdom, the skills, the confidence to get through this, to have fun while doing this, and to overcome anything that might, because a lot of people are under the impression that, oh, if they just had a relationship, it would be so perfect, it would be so great, it would be so awesome. But it's like, it would only be all of those things if you pick the right partner, if you were so at peace with yourself that it would feel, you know, easy or worth doing the hard work. Or, you know, people say relationships are work, but in the right relationship, maybe it wouldn't feel like work because you get the sweet reward of honey. It really depends. So it's kind of like, you know, you have the tools to make it successful and all of these things, but there's still this fear of like, what if this goes wrong, or what if this happens, or what if this mistake is made? But it's kind of like, wait, I'm so at peace with myself, I'm so in line with intuition that if this person wasn't right for me, I would gladly throw them away. So there's no fear, there's no hesitation, except the narrative I tell myself and about my capabilities. Okay, so I'm about to be done finally, right? Let's tap into messages from this person that we've been talking about. The messages from the person involved in this connection with Pile 1. Messages from this person, from their love life. The messages from the person involved with Pile 1. Too many cards. Okay. We have... I really do care, even though I don't show it. This makes me think that they have a crush on you and maybe haven't told you yet. I wish you were here with me. You guys could be at a distance or in a long, like a long distance relationship. I fantasize about you. So I feel like you're very beautiful. They definitely are sexually and like physically attracted to you. I want to make you happy. I miss your smile. I miss your smile. For me, goes back to this energy of being at a distance from each other. Because why would they miss you if they were with you? You know what I mean? They will never compare to you. Yeah, I feel like you, being a neurodivergent, being a different person, being someone so particular, someone so kind-hearted, someone so... You could even be the Pisces. You're the unicorn. You're the difference. You're the rare one, you know? So as much as you think, oh, my disability or my perspective or my weird or my livelihood is so different from everybody else, it must be annoying. It must be unbearable. It must be stopped, is what I heard from some of you. But this person is like, no, that's exactly why I like you, because you're so rare. I could find that. I could find what you think you need to be anywhere. But you are special. You are rare. I knew you were the one when I met you. Exactly. Because they'll never compare to you. They knew you were the one. True love. As soon as you made that dark humor joke, as soon as you said this one thing, as soon as you said whatever, they knew. And with I want to make you smile, I want to make you happy, I miss your smile, this makes me think of this empowerment energy, where they want to be on your team always. They always want to side with you. And I actually had more that I was going to pick, but I think I like it right there. So this is what I have for you, Pile 1. I hope it sheds some light on your love life. And until next time, bye! Hello, Pile 2. We are tapping into your love life. So much information to cover, so let's get right into things. Damn. Something about being honest and seeing beyond the situation tried to almost come out. It gave me the impression that you don't want to be with someone, or maybe a spark is dying out, or it's time to break up with somebody. And it's kind of like, don't settle. Don't think this is as good as it could get, or that you can't overcome heartache. And for some of you, it's a complete different situation where it's kind of saying be brave and honest, where you want something else than what the connection is offering. So if you are ready to make a different level of commitment, say that. If you're in a situationship and you want to date somebody, if you are dating somebody and you want to be engaged, like if there's some next step you want to take, see where the connection could go. See beyond just the moment that you're in. Because yeah, it's great to have fun and take it slow and see where it's going. But even if you're doing that, imagine a end game. Imagine some type expiration date. And what do I mean by that is if you're going, only for the people going with the flow, not the people getting married or anything like that. I wish you all the best. I'm not trying to put any doubts in your head. I'm talking about for the people who are like in a situationship or trying to take it day by day. Let day by day be 2 weeks from now, just for like theoretical purposes. Let it be until the end of summer. You know, see what a season would feel like, just so you can have some type sense of direction is what's really popping up out at me. But let's see what comes up. Pile 2, the love life of pile 2. Pile 2's love life. Too many cards. Pile 2's love life. All right, we have Air Guardian, which immediately makes me think of air signs, which are Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. It says shift your perception, which makes me think about exactly what we're talking about when I said set your sights higher, look at the next move type of energy. I did also just see 233, so we're going to tap into that angel number also. We have spring, see your seeds grow, which makes me think of when I said look at it as a season, you know, the end of summer, a summer love, a spring romance or something like that. And we also have Spirit Fox. It says trust your talents in changing times. So yeah, changing times as this shifts from what it is to what it could be. See your seeds grow. You've planted a foundation already within your love life. You know, you've taken the time to build a connection of getting to know somebody within a situationship or going on a lot of dates with them to build a sense of relationship, or there's some type of, again, foundation. There's some type of time spent during this connection getting to know one another or spending time with each other that you now have to look at it as like the next step because you planted your seeds. So it's kind of like, what will the flowers look like? With trust your talents and changing times, it's making me think of trust this connection as it changes, as it grows, as it develops. If you think you can't be with somebody through all of your phases, through all of your changes, then they shouldn't be with you if they won't appreciate all of you. But I did mention seeing the angel number. It was 233, so let me tap in and see what that says for you. Okay, we have, oh wait, I said 233 is what popped up. But actually, 232 is what wants to be read. So, 232, excuse me, it says build. This is not impossible, but it is hard work. The life you want will not come to you overnight. You are building it now with every thought, word, and deed, and your angels ask you to recommit yourself now to your soul's purpose. Write an intention you have, and at the next new moon, state it out loud under the stars. Yes, you are building it now. The life you want will not come overnight. Yes, you've been building. There's something about building. You've been building a sense of foundation. You've been building a sense of trust. You've been developing a connection with somebody. So for you, pile 2, I feel like when it comes to your love life, this could be someone you have already been working to get to know. This is not someone you have yet to meet for the majority of you. For some of you, I see that you are single. The seeds that you have been planted have been the ones working on yourself, healing, going through self-love, being at a good sense of self that you can offer your love to someone and not completely get lost in it or completely lose yourself. So when it says trust your talents in changing times, for me, this gives me trust yourself, trust the growth you have just made, trust the healing work that in changing times, as you go from someone single to someone developing a crush, someone going on dates, someone getting more action in their love life, you will be all right. With this rabbit here, in a different deck I have, this rabbit represents like sexual, too much concern with sexual matters. Um, and some of you have this, rabbits are fast. So it's kind of like too quick to get caught is what I heard. So for some of you, you could be too quick to get caught up in a relationship. Maybe you like to do one night stands, or you like to do things that are temporary so you don't feel trapped. I feel something like that, but it's kind of like shift your perception, see what else this person could have to offer you. See how that even though things are changing, maybe the title or maybe the responsibility or requirements or expectations, the duty, I don't know, I'm hearing something. Like, even though things are changing, that doesn't mean you can't rise to the occasion. And some of you are in denial that you like this person, is what I'm hearing. Okay, but let's continue to tap in. Pile 2. Tell me about Pile 2's love life. We have too many cards. Do I want this one? Do I want this one? I don't want either of them, but I'll tell you what they says. It says, I am ready to heal. I am worthy of the miracles meant for me, which is exactly what we were talking about, that healing energy. And then we also have my ego is in service of my soul. I trust my soul's divine timing. Something about being ready when you're ready. Being ready when you're ready. Being ready when you're ready. That like doesn't make sense, but it makes sense. Like, of course, going out on a date and, you know, someone's like, oh, are you ready to get in the car? Or are you almost going to be done? And you're like, I'm ready when I'm ready. But then this is also your response to like getting married. Someone's like, are you ready to get married? And you're like, I'll be ready when I'm ready. And I feel like you don't even know. You don't even know what you want. That's why you kind of have to shift your perception. Because you know what you think you don't want. Because, like, maybe if you just think about a relationship, you're like, a boyfriend, a girlfriend? Ew, I don't want that. Why would I want to commit to someone and have to sacrifice and have to think about someone else before I eat and make plans? And, like, who would want such a burden, such a worry? Like, that seems like such a nuisance. But you aren't really factoring in your reality. You're just saying a generic statement. When you think about who you are, you're someone who doesn't commit to things unless you can see an outcome with them, because then you feel like you're wasting your time. So it's kind of like you already vetted them. You're the type of person who is very trusting of how you feel in a connection and your intuition, and you know when things feel off and aren't quite right. And you're somebody who really likes to, I feel like, be alone or be in their own space. So to have someone that you want around is very rare for you. So all of those are indications that this could work. Like, you're practically in a relationship already, but you're like, I can't claim you because then, I don't know, I get anxious and things start getting messed up and I'm not sure. But it's kind of like, again, shift your perception, shift the narrations, the narratives you tell yourself about this connection or about where it could go. Because I'm honestly picking up on the energy of, I can't even tell who you are and who your counterpart is because the anxiety is so high. Like, you both feel scared of commitment and you both feel scared to be rejected, but yet both feel if you were going to try with anyone, why not you? Or why not this person? So it's kind of like you guys are mirroring the same hesitation and the same conundrum off of each other, but both would kind of be open to seeing what this could be. We have Rita of Cassia, the patroness of impossible causes. I am miraculous, which did try to come out. Remember that miracles card? My prayers create powerful channels of possibility. So yeah, it's like you are an impossible cause. It's making me think of Aquarius energy. Aquariuses are the aliens of the zodiac. Very different, very much a walking contradiction. You don't have to be an Aquarius, but I feel like your energy is very contradictive. Like, you like freedom, but you like control when you get to make the rules. You like people, but you rather be by yourself if you get to pick the situation because people are annoying. Like there's some type of something where it's almost like impossible, where it's like you rather be single, but if it was the right person, you could see yourself settling down. So like there's this energy of this possibility in your love life. Like if things lined up accordingly, okay, I may be able to see the possibility in that. I might be able to see how marriage could be sweet if I was marrying my best friend or something of the sort. Pile 2. Tell me about Pile 2's love life. Damn. Okay. We have Reverence, number 50, which also came out for Pile 1. Reverence is like spiritual respect. So there's this energy of following your intuition. There's this energy of if you intuitively know that this person was for you or things fit or were easy or anything like that, that's kind of like all the confirmation necessary for you. And then we also have Assurance, number 10, which comes to number 1. 1 is about new beginnings. Assurance, again, it's also about knowing for sure this could be something, and then you could see your seeds grow. You could see something sprout. You could see a development. Okay. Whew. And also with the Aquarius energy, it doesn't just have to be an Aquarius. Again, that's just a confirmation for somebody. But I get the energy you're very much like a loner to yourself, or there's like something you're known for. And people are almost like, oh, it would be impossible for Pile 2 to get in a relationship because they're so picky, or they're so selective, or they're so to themselves, or they so don't like anybody bothering them or something. So that when you are in a connection, I just heard that honk for a confirmation, that when you're in a connection, people are like, oh, I know this is forever. Or I know they have to be so sure about this because there would be no other way this person would even get this far. I just seen 333 for confirmation. But let's keep going. Excuse me. Pile 2. Pile 2's love life. Pile 2's love life. Okay. Okay, first we have number 33, and I just said 333 for confirmation. This for me is double confirmation, especially confirmation that you know this person to some degree. They could be your friend, they could be your coworker. There's definitely some type foundation already established, which goes back to see your seeds grow. Okay, there is already some type foundation in place, which makes me with this like kind of, it looks like a maze, but for me it's just kind of, it reminds me of like a cycle. So it's kind of like this was the cycle you guys had to go on to kind of know each other in a way that is patient and slow and steady and not moving too fast, because if you knew them in such a platonic way, the trust was easier to develop than to think someone was trying to directly date you. Yeah. Oh, it's also making me think of this thing that I think, which is, I think any potential partner should be a friend first, because within a friendship, people are more so their real self, whereas in dating, people tend to put their best self forth, and then in a few months you realize it's not necessarily them. So I feel like just knowing someone as friends takes off that pressure of expectation. I feel like that's something you also believe in, which is why I mentioned it. Then we have 28 right here. It says the hair, other world, shape-shifting, fertility. This gives me the impression that someone is about to come and shatter your comfort zone, shatter your familiar. We also have this rabbit energy that's surfacing again. Something about rabbits. I feel like some of you haven't had sex in a while, or is coming up. There's something like that where someone is about to shatter your perspective, or maybe you thought relationships are only about sex, and again, someone is about to change that and like show you the more in-depth part of a connection, the more vulnerable part of a connection. Something of the sort is popping up. Oh, and then as I look at these rabbits, they have this little swirl that is here. So I feel like multiple things. One, you were drawn to this person. You feel a confirmation that you are dealing with this person is that you are sexually attracted to them. You also feel like there is a natural next cycle, next evolution to this connection. Sometimes you're with someone and you're like, oh, this is going to be my drinking buddy. This is going to be my dinner friend. This is going to be my favorite coworker. But there's some people, you meet them and there's like, I don't know why, but I have to know them. And even when you're friends, you're like, okay, what's next? Maybe they'll become my best friend. Maybe they'll become my brother from another mother. Maybe they'll be my neighbor. Like there's something more. There's some type intuitive pull to them, and I feel like that's how you'll know this person is for you. It's just like, I need to know you more. We have shape shifting again, which is rare. Okay, listen to the magic. Rare that this is even coming out. It says shape shifting, support other world, which for me is confirmation that this is a divinely timed, divine interaction, spiritual connection. With shape-shifting and support, it's making me think your love life is changing, okay? Which again goes back to that, either about to be engaged, from being single, about to be in a relationship. Maybe you haven't had, you had a dry spell, that being reactivated, the dam breaking and things being wet again, okay? Whatever you want to claim to call the things of the stuff, all right? I don't want to get too in-depth. This is not 18 plus reading, but bunnies could be a symbol for you. Asteroids, white stags, deers, white deers, scarecrows, feathers, red hair, gardens, octopuses, could all be signs, symbols, synchronicities that you have been seeing, or just like confirmation of certain things. If those don't resonate with you, don't mind them at all. But with these birds at the top here, it's making me think of migration. So it's making me think of whatever is stuck will now be moving. So again, if your love life you felt was stuck, you didn't have any crushes, any suitors, any potential anythings, that's changing. The gears are shifting. Whatever was stuck is moving forward. If you thought, oh, I thought we had a good time, but then you never called me or something, all of that is pushing forward. There was reasons for the delay. There was reason things were stuck and felt impossible, but the possibility is surfacing. The miracle is coming, okay? That's what I'm hearing. The miracle is coming. The miracle is coming. So where is pile 2's love life at? Fuck. Didn't I fucking say? It says wedding. The situation involves marriage. Yeah, I feel like some of you are getting engaged. Some of you are figuring out what that next step is, okay? We also have finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. As soon as I read that card, it made me think of, and then we have children at the bottom of the deck that's trying to poke out. Let me move this over some. Okay. Remember when I said there was a hesitation? Maybe this person called you but didn't date you or didn't follow up or something like that. I feel like there was a disconnect because they were getting their finances in order. They couldn't give you what they wanted to give you. Maybe a lot of their money has to go to their children. They have no extra money to give to you. Or you could be the one who wants to go on dates and want to have fun things. And you're like, I have to go back to school shopping with my kids. There's other things I need to focus on right now. There could have also been a delay, and a delay could be a long engagement because, again, you guys want to have this wedding that's like cost money, so you have to save up and you have to do these necessary things. And some of you, even your love life presently, it says, could be affected by children. There was a bug I was trying to kill. Yeah, a bug you were trying to kill, something you were trying to squash. Childhood trauma could be something you were focusing on, something that was kind of standing in the way, or what you perceived to be standing in the way, but it was like, this is how you change, right? This is how you learn to trust yourself, by healing the past. So it was necessary. Again, some of you are focused on your work. You can't afford to go on dates right now or really be in the business, but with wedding here, okay, this situation involves marriage. I definitely see that for this group. And some of you don't want a wedding, but you do want to be married, or some of you don't want to be married, but you want to have a commitment ceremony. There is something about taking the next step. You could have been talking to someone with no official title. You could have been dating someone. I feel like within your love life, you're going to get that, hey, will you, but it's making me think of John Tucker, like, hey, will you be my girlfriend? On some corny shit, but like cute. Maybe you'll get a ring pop proposal or some flower bracelet, a real flower, something cute. See, like when Troy gave Vanessa that tea necklace, like something cutesy. That's just kind of like, hey, take this as a token of my gratitude. Like when Danny gave Sandy his ring, like something. Some declaration. Oh, I'm sorry. I shuffled this one off camera because I was just talking to you and I got distracted. But it says worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life, which is exactly what I told you guys with ancient knowledge. I mean, with help and with shape-shifting and this intuition energy of being so sure and so like, oh, I trust why I'm here. And this reverence card, all of this is going back to spirituality with worth waiting for. Divine timing. It was supposed to be exactly like this. What am I thinking of? Oh, yeah. So this was where you're at in love, and this is where you can end up. Where can Pile 2 end up in love? Do I want that card? Okay. Okay, so we have worth waiting for, and we have very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So yeah, I feel like even though you have been waiting, even though you wanted to be so sure about this connection, so sure about yourself within the connection, now is the time to see your seeds grow. Now is the time to develop to the next step. So whatever it is you've been waiting for, now is the time that it'll get activated. Because we also have 14, 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 is about change. 2, 28. 2 plus 8 is about new beginnings. So it's kind of like this new beginning is changing now because now you are ready. And then we have religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path, which goes back to the other world support, the reverence card with intuition, divine timing with worth waiting for. Okay, everything has happened the way it was supposed to. You've always followed intuition about this connection, about who your true love and soulmate was going to be. Of course, you've had hesitations of how things unraveled, but you, for the most part, were just like, I'm good with it. I feel like some of you are even good, have been good with your single life for so long that you're like, it has to be divinely guided. If spirit didn't tell me this was the person, they would have never got the necessary classification, is what I heard. Like, you know how you're like, oh, this is my friend of a friend, I think you guys could get along. Like a recommendation. They didn't come with a recommendation. I just seen 444 on the time for confirmation. So spirit had to put this person so deep into your path, and you had to feel so like you had to resonate with this person so much, such a spiritual piece. Like your soul had to be balanced around this person, and you had to be so at peace with this person. That was the only way to confirm that this person was really for you. I feel like in this love life unraveling, you don't even feel butterflies with this person. You feel very at peace with this person. If anything, you know this is your person because you feel sexually attracted to them. Maybe that doesn't happen to you often. Again, you don't get crushes often. You don't really feel like dating anyone often. Nothing like that. So for you to have this person break into your bubble, and you're not like, oh my God, why are you here? I'm calling the police. If anything, you're like, oh, come inside. Let me make you a cup of tea. You're almost like, oh my God, who am I? This is so strange. Like, this has to be divinely guided, because not even the devil could get into this VIP door, I'm telling you. All right. And then we have retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. I feel like, yeah, like this is this marriage energy. I feel like once you find your person, not that you're turning your backs on everybody, but it's kind of like you are very much, again, a solo person, a to yourself person. I feel like, yeah, you have friends, you have people, but you know, you do your own thing. You figure out how to help yourself. So once you find someone who you want in your bubble with you, okay, 2 peas in a pod, once you find this, it's kind of like, I just want to enjoy it. I just want to disconnect from everybody else like I've been doing. It's not new behavior. You just have someone else with you now. So we're going to tap into possible... what am I thinking of? Oh, possible energies involved in this connection. If this isn't your zodiac sign, don't worry at all, okay? This, again, is just energies or extra confirmation for those who want or need it. So, for pile 2, the possible energies involved. We do have feelings involved here. Which is funny, because with the air guardian, it's making me think of air signs. Air signs are very logical people, move very intelligently. So for someone to come in and make you want to use your feelings or move forward based on feelings and emotion and not on logic is almost like a miracle. It's almost damn near impossible, because it's like, what? I don't operate like that. Possible energies for pile 2 in this connection. Sagittarius energy, which also came out for pile 1. Okay, so we have Aries. It says active, assertive, macho, competitive, impulsive, argumentative. We have Sagittarius, which is also a fire sign. And the other fire sign will be Leo. It says philosophical, lucky, honest, adventurous, generous. We have... Oh, it came back out. Moon, feelings, which is actually Cancer, Pisces energy. So water sign energy. We're just missing Scorpio. It says nurturing, comfort, emotions, mother, family, home, instinct, gut reactions, nurturing. We have Capricorn energy, which says career. And I did mention you guys could be coworkers. Career, authority, purpose, responsibility. And we have challenge. Creates tension, struggles, motivates, frustrates. All right. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? So yeah, your person could add up any of these signs. You can meet them in the spring. They could be born in the spring, which would be like Pisces. Which would be like Pisces, Aries, maybe a splash of Taurus energy. All right, that's definitely giving spring. And like I said, we have Aries here. Aries and Sagittarius are fire signs. This is an earth sign, Capricorn, and the moon energy is water signs. So I feel like you are definitely going to feel something for this person. You're going to feel something for them so much that it's almost going to hurt, okay? Because you're someone who moves with your logic. So to start moving from the heart space, it almost creates a tension within your heart because you're not used to being this vulnerable, this exposed, this open. So out of like a naturality, almost an instinctual pull, you kind of want to run from this. You kind of want to have no responsibilities within this connection or with involvement of another person. You're like, oh, I don't want to have this responsibility. Plus I have this reputation of being a loner, or being like, love doesn't matter, or being like, I can do this all by myself. But I have these feelings I can't deny. And I actually want to be boundless within this connection. I want to be generous with my love. And what happened if I had the courage enough to be outgoing and impulsive and just go for this thing, like, is really what's coming through. And I feel like this person appears, like this person could have a reputation, like, oh, don't go out with such and such. They have a reputation for being a bad boy, or being a heartbreaker, or being annoying, or being a weirdo, or being distant, or scared of commitment, or abusive, you know, something, I don't know. But you can't always believe the stories other people tell, because it's like, sometimes they don't know. Sometimes they just be talking, you know, talking to talk. So what's coming through is there is a little bit of a challenge. There is a little bit of a struggle, because logically you're like, okay, I would take other people's information into advice, but within your feelings, you feel like there's a purpose for this person to be in your life. So then it's like you have to do your own investigation and see what is what. Like one time I wanted to go out with this boy, and I asked a friend of mine who knew him, like, hey, do you know this person? And she was like, yeah, he's actually a weirdo. A weirdo. I just seen 3131 on the time. They could be born on the 13th, this person that you're thinking of. But anyway, once they said weirdo, I was actually interested. And I was like, oh, let me hit him up for sure, because weird to you may be bad, or, you know, weird to the wrong person might be something, but weird to me. I'm like, okay. And actually I ended up liking that boy. We talked for a really long time. He was emotionally immature, and I was mad young at the time, so like things didn't go anywhere, but lessons learned, and that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is sometimes you can't always trust other people's opinions, and that's why this connection is so divinely guided, because you can't look at your best friend and be like, oh, I feel this, what does this mean? When they text me this, what does this mean? You have to have insurance within yourself. You have to have so much trust within this connection that you are so confirmed spiritually that, oh, this is what I've been waiting for, this is what I've been manifesting, this is exact connection I'm looking for. So that even if someone tries to tell you and sway you from your assurance, you're like, no, I have peace of mind and spirit in myself that this is exactly where I need to be, that this connection is the one for me. Speaking of connection, what is one word to describe this connection? Pile 2's love life. We almost had balance come out, but your connection, we have fear. I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Yep. I can feel fear. Fear of commitment, fear of the next step, fear of expectation, fear of coming out of your comfort zone, fear of change, fear of the reputation, fear of these feelings. But that's almost how you shift your perception. You're like, I'm not scared of things I don't want. I'm not scared of things I don't care about. So if I this scared, I guess I have to do it. Like, right? Okay. Pile 2. Describe Pile 2's perspective on love, on their love life. Pile 2's perspective. I told you it's love. I told you it's love, okay? You have these deep feelings, and you're like, almost like, oh, I'm just gonna let it go, right? And it's like, shift your perception. This doesn't happen often. This comfortability, this ease does not happen often, all right? And it's something you should hang on to, and something you should savor, and something you should really try to nurture and see what could come out of it, all right? Because what do we have before it? We have illumination. So it's like this love is coming in, ready to shine a light on all your dark parts, all the parts you felt like you had to hide away, all the things you wanted. I feel like you, again, it's something about manifestation. And with these 2 yellows here, it makes me think of the solar plexus chakra. So I would definitely look into that. Illumination. I feel like you highlighted parts of a person or things you wanted within a connection, right? And this person shows up. And this could be like, oh, I want someone taller than me. I want warm hands. I want someone intelligent that I could have heart-to-heart conversations with. I want someone funny. I want someone I can trust. I want someone spiritually open. I want someone who wants to get married. You know, whatever this thing is, whatever you illuminated and focused and was like, when I know I'll have love when these things are checked off. And then love comes and surfaces. and then love comes your way, and whatever was developed is slowly turning into love. And look at the way this is illuminating, the way this is radiating. Okay, look at the radiation from behind her head, like the way things are expanding, the way things are shining. This is a miracle. This connection is a miracle. Okay. What was I saying? Oh yeah, your perspective on the situation. Your perspective on your love life. Pile 2's perspective. We have sadness. Pile 2's perspective. This one tried to come out. Okay. We have creativity. And we have happiness. Love and happiness. Makes me think of Love and Happiness. I think the original is by Al Green, but the version I really like is by Mark Boussard, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So what are we talking about? Oh, yes. Your perspective on love. You wanted to manifest certain qualities. They actually appeared, and you're even a little bit sad about it because you're like, oh, but what if I'm wrong? But what if I'm this? But what if I'm that? You know, hesitating, doubting yourself. And you're like, oh, you know what? Or you're even a little sad that someone could have such an effect over your emotions. Or maybe they do something like not text you back quick enough or something like that. And then you're sad. And then you're like, oh, you see, this creates tension. This creates challenges. Now I'm frustrated about my feelings. Again, being such a logical person, so feelings don't move with logic. So to be such a logical person and then jump into your emotions are flailing around doing their own thing. Sometimes you're frustrated by how much love has an impact on you. But with this creativity energy, it's almost like, oh, I have an idea. I have an idea, again, with this radiation thing. This like radiating light, this warmth. You're like, I have this idea. Let me give it all I got. If this is what I've been waiting for and it feels so good and it feels so effortless and it feels so free and these feelings are awesome and this feels like what I've been waiting for, and there's a spiritual resonance about this relationship that I can't shake, and I feel like I'm really sure about this, why not be happy? Even if I'm only happy for 10 years, even if this is only my first marriage, why not I be happy for now while it's here to enjoy? All right, so lastly, we're going to tap into messages from your counterpart, the person you are in this connection with, okay? So for pile 2, messages from their counterpart. The love life of pile 2, messages from their counterpart. Messages from pile 2's counterpart. Too many cards. I'll keep that one though. Okay. We have, I really do care even though I don't show it. I think this also came out for pile 1, if I'm not mistaken. And this energy is honestly coming more from you. You really care about this person. You really have feelings for this person even though you don't show it. Because again, you're more of a logical person. You're more of a you're not as vulnerable or as directly honest with your feelings as you could be. So I feel like this is you. You care about this person. You care about love. You care about romance and marriage and weddings, even though you don't show it, or even though that's not something your reputation strictly represents or dictates. Then we have I'm on my way to you, which makes me think of that song by J-Lo that's like, I was falling, now on da da be dee dee da ba da da. I was on my way to you. Which goes back, and every heartbreak was a yellow brick road, pointing me straight, just taking me home. I was never lost, I was just passing through. Home. I was never lost, I was just passing through. I was on my way to you. Which also makes me think of very soon this person will be on your way to you. So if your love life is not active, okay, a person will be coming in very soon. Also, it's making me think of, you know, if you're not yet engaged or you're not yet proposed to or anything like that, all of that action, that next step, that change, that transformation is on its way to you, is making its way to you. Then we have I want a future with you, okay, which goes back to this wedding energy. They want a future with you. They want the next step with you. They want to combine bank accounts, okay? They want to have children with you. Some of you, they want to change to your religion. They want to get baptized with you. They want to share the throne, put you on their will, something like that. Okay. We have, I've been working on myself and I'm not the same as I was before. Not the same as I was before. Not the same as I was before. For a small group of you, I feel like this goes back to that energy of the person who like went on a date with you and then and kind of ghosted you, or kind of had a disconnect between when they first knew you and when they finally followed up with you. Someone could even, again, that's that long engagement process. They proposed to you, but they didn't actually marry you till way later, or they suggested marriage, but didn't actually propose to you to a different time. And with working on themselves, I'm not the same as I was before. For me, that goes back to saving money, putting a little more time in at work, doing something necessary to get that distraction or get that challenge or get that setback like cleared up and out of the way. We have, I underestimated how important you are in my life. This could also be that when you guys were at this disconnect, when they took the time to work on themselves or work on their work or their finances or their traumas or anything like that, during this time apart from you is when they really saw how much they missed you, saw how much you did for them, saw how much of an impact you had on them. For some of you, this doesn't have to be something where they left you, but it could just be like, maybe they didn't text you within 24 hours, or they didn't talk to you as much as they did because they got caught up at work or got distracted with their family or something of the sort, and just not talking to you for that time period, or having you, maybe they have such a familiar with you, like you wake up and you say have good morning text and you have good night text, and like one of you forgot one time, or you see each other every weekend and this weekend one of you has to go on a work trip or something, and just that time apart, they underestimated how important you are, like how much that text has an impact on them or something like that. And that goes back to you too, which is why this sadness comes out, because you're like, oh, this person love has such an impact on me that when it's there, it's great and it's amazing and it's awesome, but when it's not there, it feels absent, it feels so heavy. And then we have, I don't know how to handle my emotions right now, which for me goes back to you. All of these honestly could be represented by you. You're not the same. You've been working on yourself because you don't want to be someone who just theorizes love. You want to be someone who actually experiences it. And even though you don't really share it because you're not so vulnerable about your emotions unless someone asks you first, you are someone who does want a future with this person. You're someone who doesn't know how to handle your emotions because this love is so overwhelming and so like, you're not even familiar with these type of emotions because they're so big and so everything that you're like, I underestimated how important you are in my life. You thought just not hearing from them really quick was going to be no big deal, but then you didn't realize how much of an impact this person made on your life. And for a lot of you, in such a quick time. And with I'm on my way to you, some of you finally are going to be encouraged in, or some of you are going to be courageous enough, assertive enough, impulsive enough to be like, you know, I liked you this whole time. You know, I've been completely in love with you. But I feel like there is going to be some confession that's going to lead to the next step, the next evolution, the next progression within your love life. So this is what I have for you, Pile 2. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, bye. Hello, Pile 3. We are tapping into your love life. So I have so much to get through. Let's just get into things. So when I split the deck, it said trust in higher forces, which makes me think that you have like this poor outlook about your love life, or you've been like, why me? Everyone could be in relationships, but not me. And it's just kind of like trust in the higher forces, that the spirit team is working on things behind closed doors. It's also giving me the impression of don't believe everything you see, because just because you see like PDA or huggy dovey stuff, or like people getting bought extravagant gifts or whatever, that's just like a blip of time. That's just one moment, one scenario. You don't actually know what the foundation of that relationship is like, or how things are long term, or in the nitty gritty of things. So like, don't look at stuff and assume that the grass is always greener, is really the message that's coming out. But let's get into things for real. Pile 1, pile 3. See, again, that energy, pile 1, of something about wanting to be first, wanting to be picked first. I just seen 110 on the time, so let's read that angel number before we get too deep into things. Oh my God, this is perfect. Look, it says 110, it's personal. Your journey is unique. It's easy to look around and be distracted by others' personal journeys and endeavors in life, but today the angels call on you to focus on only your own. Comparing your path to the paths of others is not the way forward. Can we talk about the magic? All right, because I was just saying you was comparing your love life to other people's, wondering why you was not drawn, why you was not picked, why you was not chosen, and it's telling you to not focus on those things. Today, take a moment to meditate on your own personal path to the divine and in what ways you've grown along the way. So, let's get into things for real. Pile 3's love life. Too many cards. Pile 3's love life. This card tried to come out. I'm not going to take this card. It says bask in joy and light, summer. That's just in general, all right? It's telling you to get out the darkness, to focus on the positivity, focus on the good things that can happen. All right. So we have feel loved and comforted, Mother Earth. As soon as I saw this card, I thought of Taurus, and then I thought of Earth signs. So Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. That could be you. It doesn't have to be your sign. We also have Hermit, which is Virgo energy confirmation, because Virgo is the earth sign. It says retreat and recharge. Well, actually, these came out in this order. This came out last. This came out second. This came out first. Father Sky, trust in the unknown. Okay, so we have the father and the mother. This does not happen often, all right? Father Sky, Mother Earth, and the Hermit. Honestly, as soon as I see these cards, I'm under the impression that you have been single. You've been purposefully hiding away from people and from connections. So it's funny because you're like, oh, why haven't I been picked? But I feel like some people have tried to pick you and you like ran away. Like, you're like, why doesn't anyone want my number? And then people line up for your number and you're like, oh, I'm just kidding. I'm not ready for that. Or like, you're out dancing and you're like, no one wants to dance with me. No one's trying to buy me a drink. No one's giving me attention. And then you finally get those things. You almost like manifest them into your reality and you like run away and you retreat from the situation. You're like, no, I can't handle this. I don't want to do this right now. I do feel like you had parent trauma, you know, childhood trauma, things like that, that you have gone through or have worked through. I see something about taking flight. Okay, we do have birds right here, an eagle, which represents power. But right here at the tippy top, we do have a butterfly. So I feel like there's something about beauty and power, about finding your strength, but through a sense of grace, okay? Both of these characters do have their eyes closed. So to me, there's something about being at peace. It's kind of like your eyes were open to the truth. Your eyes were open to the trauma. Your eyes were open to how your power has been stolen within a connection. I feel like if you haven't been someone who's been single all of their life, you are someone who has been in the wrong connections. Because you're kind of like, oh, let's trust in the unknown. You never know what will unfold. But then you're in sticky situations is really what I'm seeing. Besides earth signs, I'm also getting Aquarius energy coming through. And Scorpio energy coming through. So yeah, I feel like you could have been in an abusive relationship or in a dangerous setting or something that just had a lot of red flags, a lot of toxicity, a lot of up and down emotions, that once you were able to escape that, and this could have even been in your family, a lot of up and down emotions, a lot of don't know what you're going to get, don't know how people are going to react type of energy, that you just wanted to be by yourself in a sense of tranquility and a sense of peace. When people try to approach you, it was almost like, oh my God, I don't even have the patience to deal with the drama, the patience to deal with the possible explosion. You could have had a parent who had DID or was bipolar or narcissism, something about never knowing what to expect, never knowing what will come out of it. And when you retreated away from that, again, with your eyes open, once you were able to really see the trauma for yourself, you had to go and escape and heal and do your own thing. so that you could come out of the other side feeling loved, feeling comfortable in who you are and what you have to offer. Some of you became a mother and never wanted to, or at a young age. Or for some of you, even at a late age, because they tell you, oh, women can't have a baby after 40, and then maybe you had a baby at 47, and you were someone who had to figure out how to love their body again. Something about PTSD is popping up. Something about PTSD. Maybe you went to war. When you came back from war, you had traumas you had to deal with. You had to figure out how to love your body again with one less leg. I don't know. If you did go to the army, thank you for your services. Okay. Yeah, there's something about around Christmas time. So maybe you're still going through this energy, and come Christmas time, come December, things will feel more loving, more comfortable, more safe. Yeah, let's keep going. Pile 3. Pile 3 is love life. Okay, we have Isis, the goddess of magic. Sexual energy is sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. First of all, the goddess of magic, it is really magical that Father Sky and Mother Earth came out, Father and Mother energy. There's so many cards in the deck, so to have this set is very magical. It's very rare. Even if I'm not like, oh my god, the magic, like, it's there. It's something you should just know within yourself. Just kind of have like an intuitive understanding on the fact. What else is popping up for me? Sexual energy is sacred. I did mention that abuse energy that's popping up. I don't want to tap too into that energy because I feel like that's for a good handful of you, but not really, again, the love life energy we're picking up on. Let's just say that in your past, you've definitely gone through experiences that helped you to see your strength. And you are just someone who has realized sexual energy is very sacred. It doesn't even have to be abuse. It could just be you've been in toxic relationships, or people haven't truly appreciated what you are to offer, or maybe sexual energy in the past was something you used as a coping mechanism, or whatever the case may be, and you just have a new understanding of energetic ties and soul ties and sexual energy, and you're just like, it's a sacred experience that I don't want to share with just anybody. And again, this hermit energy kind of pulling yourself away from the familiar helped recharge you and see your own magic, as a sense. It brought you back to life. The Bring Me Back to Life by Evanescence just popped into my head. But also with pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. I feel like your pleasure is not something you have focused on in the past. And retreating to recharge and figuring out who you are and figuring out what you want in a connection, what you want in a relationship. Because also this is giving me the energy of, say you're someone who watched a lot of porn growing up or something like that, and you're under the impression that the masculine energy is who the focus is in sexual circumstances, and you never took the time to focus on what your pleasure and what you like and what makes you excited and enjoyable. So I feel like during this process of maybe retreating from other people, you have committed to a kind of like a ritual of getting to know yourself. And that could be masturbation, that could be looking at yourself naked within the mirror. There's something where you have to get like your personal power. And within the bedroom, it could even be like videotaping you doing certain stuff or watching yourself in the mirror, something to be more comfortable about who you are and feel loved within your own skin. Some of you had to recommit to seeing the beauty within yourself after having a baby or after being in such toxicity. Pile 3. Pile 3 is love life. Pile 3 is love life. Too many cards. Oh, pile 3 is love life. Okay. Oh, this one tried to pop out. Okay. All the other groups got 2 of these cards, but you guys got 3. So let's put this one here. We have number 46 with the future. 4 plus 6 is 10, which comes down to 1. 1 is about new beginnings. So I feel like in the future, you are going to have a new beginning. It's not going to be this way forever. We have Morrigan, which is death and magic, number 37. 3 plus 7 is 10. So this represents 1 again. So this new beginning, 2 1s. So definitely this new beginning, this new start. I feel like this person is not an ex. This is not someone you dealt with before. It's definitely new energy. We have 2 moons on the forehead. I don't know if that means anything to anybody. Okay. You could be a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I did mention Scorpio, and this card does remind me of Scorpio energy, which is death and magic. This does have goddess of magic, so something about seeing the magic within yourself of who you are. A death gives me the impression of whoever you used to be, whoever, you know, allowed other people's pleasure before their own, other people's joy before their own, whatever people-pleasing tendencies you have, anything like that, with any detriment you had to yourself, any self-sabotage narratives, anything like that, I feel like you've definitely done the work to overcome that and transform that and get out of that energy. Whenever I see this card, Morrigan, it also makes me think of Loki's sister, the one who was like, you know, hidden away or exiled for so long, and I feel like that's you, like your true self was kind of hidden or exiled or was disconnected from who you really are. But when you left this toxic situation, whether, again, this is your family, a pattern you repeated, a friendship, a connection, whatever it is, and you were able to recharge and reconnect with your magic and feel loved again, now you're in the sun, okay? And now you know your purpose is for light, is for comfort, is for joy, is for pleasure. Now your eyes are wide open. I feel like in the past you were the type of person who was in a relationship because you felt you had to. Maybe there could have been this codependent energy where you're like, I need this person to survive. But you've definitely learned to find your own power and stand on your own 2 feet and realize that everything you thought this person was offering you is things, love you were able to give yourself, and like power and characteristics that you already had obtained, you already had within yourself. You just kind of forgot they were skills you had, if that makes sense. The love life of power. What? Power. See? Power. You're very powerful. I said the love life of power 3. The love life of pile 3. Actually, power 3, it's making me think the power of 3, which makes me think of charmed. I feel like you're very charming. You're someone who's learning about their charm and the charisma again. But also with the power of 3, it's making me think of a coven or witches or community. So I feel like some of you could really be tapping into some magical thing. Maybe you realize you're way more spiritually gifted than you thought prior. Maybe you have some mediumship where you're able to talk to people who've crossed over. It could be a lot of things. I think you're being open to seeing the magic of the world. I think you've been more optimistic about your love life lately, you know, going through this healing opportunity. So in the future, you definitely see the potential and the magic of a future connection, a future romance. You know that you have a death to anything prior to this lesson. Anything you let slide in the past, you know you're not that person anymore, because now you're looking through a compass of light and not being stuck in the darkness, not having your eyes closed or being blinded to certain things. I also just heard love is blind. Love is blind, and it'll take over your mind. When you think it's love, but you gotta elevate and shine. That's by Eve and Alicia Keys, maybe? She might be featured on that, but Eve for sure. The love life of pile 3. Okay. We have Step Out, Hidden Courage, Camouflage, number 20. 20 comes down to 2, and 2 is all about balance. So I feel like you are more balanced in who you are now. Father Sky, Mother Earth. Maybe some of you are single parents and you have to find your balance between being a parent and still also having a sense of self. Some of you with the hidden, I thought of again that abusive relationship. You ran away from it. You had to camouflage. You had to hide yourself away to kind of protect yourself from this person. But I feel like you're getting the courage, you're getting your power back to step out, so that if you did run into this person in the street, did run into this person outside, if somehow they figured out where you lived, you feel like you have enough strength to overcome any outcome that might occur. We have the White Stag, Shapeshifting Support Otherworld, which did also come out for pile 2. With this support, the first thing I heard was like a friend. I feel like you have more friends in your corner than you think. There are people that want you to get out of this relationship, so they're willing to like support you and help, you know, drive you to the airport, help drive you somewhere in the middle of the night to help you escape this connection. It's making me think of Enough with J-Lo, a movie from back in the day. Not to that extreme or that extent. I don't know if you guys are physically abused, maybe just verbally abused, I don't know. But anyway, she had a lot of friends that were willing to put themselves in harm's way to help. So I feel as though you might be like, oh, I can't bring anyone into my drama. This person is very threatening. This person is very damning. This person is very violent. And it's kind of like, yes. But that doesn't mean these people aren't willing to help. And also, the things that scare you might not scare others. Yes, maybe this person is scary and has power and money and is someone to do something with. And then maybe your neighbor got goons they could call that will end this man's life. Like, I'm not recommending, I'm not suggesting. This is a general reading, okay? You take the parts that resonate with you, and whatever you decide to do is of your own free will. I did not encourage nothing. But I'm just saying, the things that you're scared of, some people are scared of the dark. And some people know their light is so bright that they have nothing to fear. So, to each their own worries. Let people help and let people heal, okay? We have herbs, medicine, and healing. Some of you are going to rehab. Of course, I heard, try to make me go to rehab. And I said, no, no, no. Which is making me think of Britney Spears and her dad. Again, dad energy. There could be some toxic father bonding, which is why you pick poor masculines moving forward. I don't know. But I also heard when I said rehab, it's like I'm walked in a rehab and baby, you're my disease. Something like that. Baby, when we first met, you never felt it something so strong. You were like my lover and my best friend, all wrapped in a one with a ribbon on it, and all that burner. Yeah, kind of you needed rehab from this person. You needed to retreat from this person. And once you were able to get away from them, you were able to find the necessary support to shapeshift into your best self, to dead any energy that was keeping you stuck, to really heal with medicine. I feel like you found the right medicine. And that doesn't have to be actual medicine. That could be herbs like ganja or something like that. It could be real medicine, like maybe you got your bipolar medicine or, you know, something like that. I don't know. But I feel like with healing was your medicine. Your medicine was getting out in the sun. Your medicine was like ending all communication with them. Your medicine was having good people around who really support your growth and development. So there's something about healing within your love life that's so necessary so that you can really step into your power and really feel loved and comforted like you should in a relationship. Because if you're not enjoying yourself in the relationship, if you're not having any pleasure, if you're not feeling loved, then what's the point of the relationship? So, where are you at in love, pile 3? Where's pile 3 at in love? Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. And we also have give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. Yeah, so right now I feel like you're working on your partnership with yourself. You're working on your partnership with platonic relationships. You're working on your partnership with therapists, with friends, with caretakers, with a new job. You're kind of working on that one-to-one connection is what I heard. You and a job, you and your health, you and food, maybe for some of you. So with give your relationship a chance, I feel like you're trying to work on those relationships that aren't just romantic. And with worth waiting for, it's kind of like, you know, if you go to rehab today, what's worth waiting for is that healing energy, is that sense of balance, is that support from other people that you don't have to just worry have all these concerns on your own. I feel like where you're at right now in love is figuring out what you want out of love so that you can kind of have your eye on the prize, have something to look forward to, have something to move towards. And where could you go? Where could pile 3 go in love? Okay. We have codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. We have romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. We have let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. And we have passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Okay, so in terms of where the love could go, I feel like you will love again, okay, with romantic feelings and passion. Not only will you really like this person, you will feel so like engulfed within this person, so loved by this person. You will almost be addicted to how good this light feels, this warmth feels, this joy feels. Luckily, because you healed, you won't be addicted to the wrong type of energy anymore. Capricorn energy just jumped out at me. Maybe you were addicted to a Capricorn. Maybe your ex-husband is a Capricorn. Something like that is popping up for me. With let go of control issues, allow this situation to unfold naturally. Obviously, you have to do a lot of healing because I feel like you had so much happen to you. You're someone who tries to be very controlling so that you can try to navigate your ideal outcome. But love is very unexpected and very freeing and very magical. And I feel like when you heal what is necessary, you'll be in a state of flow where you don't have to control things and control people and control the relationship. You'll be free enough where you can just enjoy it. And with codependency, I feel like you'll get to a position with healing that you'll be so in love with your light, so in love with your magic, so lighthearted in love that if it's not resonating at such this high frequency, if this love isn't all encompassing, you wouldn't even want it because you're so addicted to your joy now, your pleasure, your peace, your happiness. All right, so we're going to tap into possible zodiacs, possible energies involved in this connection. If your sign does not pop out, don't be discouraged. This is just extra confirmation for those who like. All right. Possible energies for pile 3. Possible energies for this connection with pile 3. Too many cards, but I did see fire sign energy try to pop out, which is Aquarius, which is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Possible energies within this connection of pile 3. Pile 3's connection. Possible energies. We have Virgo. We have Cancer. Possible energies. Sagittarius, I think, has come out for every pile at this point. Challenge also came out for pile 2. And we have Pisces energy. Some of you could have Sagittarius in the 12th house, 4th house, or 6th house. Some of you could work in education. Some of you could want to live in a different country. But with this 12th house energy, it says healing here. Okay. We have healing and healing. Whew. Okay. Let me think. What are we talking about? We did mention earth signs already, which is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And this is also jumping out for me as Capricorn. I did mention the X could be a Capricorn. We also have Scorpio energy popping out. Leo energy is right here. Aquarius energy is jumping out at me. So yeah, I feel like this connection, it will be something you can build roots with, something that's really like your family, good for your well-being, a healthy connection. When you really look at the details of this person, they are someone who is good for you. I feel like they challenge you in a good way. They don't like, because this says pressures into, frustrates, demands. I feel like that's not them. They're not demanding of you, but they are kind of, they create tension in a way to motivate you to work out your frustrations. Like, you know, they trigger you in a good way to help you heal, but not in a bad way to like throw things at your face or like bring up baggage or anything like that. Not to guilt you. This person definitely wants, this connection definitely is a love that helps you develop and helps you seek more and take risks in life. Okay, so one word to describe this connection. One word to describe pile 3's connection. We have pride. I feel like this is amazing for you. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. I feel like for you to have pride in a connection, especially in a love connection, to like confidently stand next to someone and be like, this is the person I choose. I feel like, again, this abusive energy, this toxic energy, to almost be like, this is my person, had you feeling stupid. How did you feeling a bit embarrassed about, I heard attaching your wagon to mine or something like that. You kind of feel like you settled for this person when you told your friends about them, or when you told other people about them, or when you made excuses for them. Oh, they're not here because they had to do this. Oh yeah, I know this is important to me, but they had to go do this with the boys or whatever, you know? It was just kind of embarrassing. So to have this connection where you have such pride in it and you're really telling people like, look at this, look what this was able to do for me, look how I feel in this connection. It's just a completely different vibe, and I really commend you and I'm proud of you, because to go through what you went through and to be able to still have the strength to love and the patience of getting to know someone new and being able to trust again is like no small thing. And I feel like some of you are like, I was so convinced I knew what love was, and it's almost like the idea of almost spit in my face, that now you're like, I deserve love, that, okay. I know I was just talking and then I stopped. I feel like that analogy wasn't making sense, so I'm going to switch it to a different one. That's like all your life saying you had, I don't know, chicken, and you really like chicken, and like chicken was your favorite and it's so good, chicken, you love chicken. And then you grew up and you realized you were never eating chicken, you were eating like chicken byproduct meal, and it wasn't even the same thing. So you're like, well, now I have to actually try real chicken to see if I actually liked it at all. Or, you know, now my whole identity is different. So like, I don't know how to explain it exactly, but it's like whatever story you were telling yourself, you were so wrong. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Okay, it's making me think of this story. I had this boyfriend when I was younger, and we broke up because he told me he cheated on me. And then flash forward 10 years, he told me he never cheated on me, that he just said that to sound cool. So I grew up with this story that I can't trust people because I was cheated on, and like felt like I couldn't trust love and all this kind of stuff. And then to grow up and realize I had no reason to be hesitant, I had no reason to be guarded, because in fact I had never been cheated on, was like an eye opener, a whole different experience. So that's kind of like you were like, oh, this whole time I thought it was love. You sold me this idea of love and it was nothing even close. What the fuck? Now I have to go experience love. Now I have to see what it's all about, because I wasn't tainted because I realized I never had love. I had, I had company. I had attention, but I didn't have love, I had recognition. I had patience, but I didn't have love. I had an arrangement, but I didn't have a commitment. I had a wedding, but I didn't have a marriage. Like there was some type of something that didn't add up. So now you're like, oh, I went through that. That's like someone who has been alive for all this time and they're like, oh, I love the night. Nightlife is great. But you never actually went out in the daytime, so you really have nothing to compare it to. So it's kind of like, oh, love is evil. And it's like you've never experienced love. What you thought was love was actually in like tolerance and conditional activities. And it's like, what? I've been lied to? Let me go figure out what really is. It's also giving me the impression of like somebody being adopted, but they didn't know they were adopted. So they're like, oh, you're not my real parents? And it's like, wow, let me go see what else is out there. There's just something about not having the full story and now having to go see what things really are. Pile 3. What is pile 3's perspective on love? Pile 3's perspective. Yeah, you're definitely scared. I mean, hello, you've been through the toxic ringer. Of course you would be scared. Pile 3's perspective. Too many cards. Magic. Some call it magic. The things I see. And I don't understand it. Why it happens to me. Some call it magic, and I don't know how, but I know that I have it, and it all works out. That's Call It Magic by Raven Simone, all right? We have, well, let me get another one. Okay. Okay, remember we have death and magic right here. We have the goddess of magic, and now we have magic up here. So I feel like, yeah, you're scared when it comes to love. You're scared of what's out there. You're scared of what could be. That's why you're hidden, okay? That's why you're like in a camouflage mode. But when you find the courage to think of a future that's nothing like the one you've been, you're like, okay, I could see the magic in real love, in true love, in positivity, in, all of these potential outcomes. And you're like, there can be success here. Okay, I can feel loved and comforted and seen and warm within a connection. There can be positivity and joy and pleasure for me to claim as my own. You truly believe that, you truly see that, and you definitely can envision that outcome. I feel like if you didn't go to a real rehab, you definitely went to kind of like a mental rehab, hanging out with certain friends, getting away from certain people, seeing a different way of living. Again, someone who always went out at night and now they're trying daytime activities. So who do you see in the daytime? You see other people who do a daytime activity. So like a different community of people, a different influence on your life. All of that is popping up. It's a sense of success. You found the magic within yourself. You see the magic in connection. And that's why you are successful, because you can't figure out this problem alone. Because then you'll just wallow in your sadness. Then you'll just get caught up in who you used to be and how you let it happen for so long, blah, blah, blah. You can't focus on that sadness. You have to focus on your growth. You have to focus on the healing, about releasing the baggage and forgiving yourself for what has happened before. Take the lesson as a spiritual lesson and let go of the things that don't serve you for better. I feel like in terms of love, also, when you're getting success, when you're getting love and connections that you can be proud of, there's a certain sense of sadness because there's a version of you that did not experience this. There's a certain sense of sadness because within your parent dynamic, within your family group, maybe it was too much for you to get these things, for you to get this type of love that you deserve. So there's a part of sadness. Your heart breaks a little bit for the kid you, for the younger you that didn't get to experience this, but you're happy that you grew and you were able to get it eventually. So what I mean by that is, like, say you got married and in your first marriage you didn't have the sense of patience you wanted. You didn't have the type of gentleness you were looking for, or whatever the case may be. And like, yeah, when you think about that first marriage, that totally fucking sucks. But you see the magic in love, you see the magic in marriage, and you know what success could feel like. So when you do get this good marriage, maybe in your second marriage, and you see how much you've grown in comparison to who you used to be, of course there's a little sadness, because you're like, damn, why couldn't I figure this out from jump? But on the other hand, you're like, well, good thing the second marriage is still amazing, still came in, even though I had something occupying my time in the past. Like, even though I didn't get it right the first time, there was still always and will be room for improvement. Okay, and finally, because I feel like I've been talking your ear off, we are tapping into messages from your counterpart. Okay, we're meant to be together. I will wait as long as it takes for a shot with you. And for me, this goes back to this future energy. And for me, this also goes back to exactly what I just said, where maybe this person wasn't your first marriage, but they'll be your second marriage. So they are waiting for you. We're meant to be together. I'll wait as long as it takes for a shot with you. You know, they've been waiting for you to get divorced. So don't feel like, oh, I got divorced, I have to stay hidden, or, you know, I got beat up, or this a situation happened to me, so now I have to hide away because what people will think. And it's kind of like, there's somebody out there that doesn't care what happened to you. They've been waiting to love you long time, to love you right. So get your stuff together so they can do just that. And then we have 46 right here, and then we have 64. There's something about a reflection, a mirror, someone who mirrors you. For some of you, this could be someone who's liked you since high school. I feel it coming through. Some of you got in this relationship straight out of high school, and you didn't realize they would grow up and turn into such a horrible person. Not obviously the person you're supposed to be with, this X energy that's popping up. Pile 3, what does their counterpart want to say? You deserve better than them. I feel like they're saying your ex, whatever has happened to you, whatever reason you want to stay kind of to yourself, or just work on your personal health, or, you know, just kind of like heal and not really be bothered by anybody, because they know you deserve better than them. You deserve better than your ex. You were always better than your ex. What does pile 3's counterpart want to say to them? Okay, we have I'm holding on to the memories of us. For me, goes back to this energy of waiting as long as it takes for a shot with you. Holding on to memories of us. Yeah, I feel like you could have went to college, or there's some type of energy in the past where you already met this person, where you guys already flirted or had a dinner date, or, you know, and I feel like everything went great. Everything went cool. You could even dated this person for a few months, and they're holding on to memories of you and them. For you, you could even be like, that's how I know love could be successful one day in the future, because I remember I had this one boyfriend who was so kind, or I had this interaction, or I had this date that was so loving. You ever went on a date and you're like, even if this doesn't go anywhere, this is enough little moment of magic that helped me restore my faith in the possibility of love? Because even if you are not my forever person, you clearly have qualities that reflect the energy of my future person. That's really what's coming out for me. So I feel as though there's something someone did in your past before this ex that really just was like, oh, this is everything it could be. I'm also getting the impression, I just saw the vision of The Notebook, where Allie and Noah were going strong and going great, and obviously they were holding on to memories of each other, knowing that they were meant to be together in the long run. But then Allie got with that guy and was engaged to him, and Noah was like, you deserve better than this rich bougie man who can't build you a house. You know, you deserve me. So it's like holding on to what could be, holding on to this chance with you. I want to kiss you. Your energy is intoxicating and it's pulling me in. And you tame my demons. So I feel like, honestly, with you tame my demons and your energy is intoxicating and pulling me in, this is giving me energy of your ex. Okay, your ex is trying to say, oh, I won't hit you again, baby. Like, you think that was bad. You should see me without you. You know what? Your energy is intoxicating. I can't get enough of you. I see someone drunk and scarily banging on your front gate. Like, let me in. Don't you know I love you? And that, for me, triggered a memory. Not my own personal memory. I'm channeling you. Of like your dad banging on your bedroom door, like, baby, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that, just show me again, read me the poem again, I'm paying attention now, don't you love me? Like, banging on the door. I'm not I'm not trying to trigger anyone. I'm sorry if that like gave you a little flashback or anything. Feel free to click off the video. Like, I'm not trying to do any of that thing. I'm just painting the pictures as they come. But yes, I feel like you shouldn't tame anyone's demons. People are in charge of their own addictions, their own coping mechanisms, and everything like that. And it's great if you inspire someone to be better, but you should inspire them to be better. I don't know. When people start talking about demons and devil, to be honest, I don't click anything in association with none of that. Doja Cat has so many good tracks on her new album that I don't even listen to because she's talking about demons and devil. Like, I personally don't like any of that energy. So if someone's tapping into this energy, it's making me think of demonic devil energy. The devil card is ruled by Capricorn. I already mentioned that your ex was coming off as this Capricorn energy. And they don't have to be, but that's the energy that's coming out. Very, like, dominating and very like, I don't even want to get into it, but just for your group, Pile 3, because it was a little bit darker, I feel, than the other groups. We're also going to tap into the tea leaves, so I can see any like other information that wants to come out about your love life. And I'm gonna just shuffle these off camera, which is basically just shippling the bag around. So Pile 3's love life, any final information about Pile 3's love life? Any final information? We have, you should accept valid criticism. Yes, honey. When someone sits you down, when your friends sit you down and they're like, honey, this man is not for you. He does this. He's not the one, whatever. Accept valid criticism, okay? They're not saying it to call you out or, call out your baggage or anything like that. They're doing it to support you because they see you and they know you deserve better. And I feel like, of course, you have fear about leaving this connection behind because maybe you've been in it for so long or you're scared of what this person could do. But let people support you and let people help you. We have Nest. An emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. Yeah, I feel like that's something you don't have right now. I feel like with your ex, some of you, this could be the, again, father of your children or something like that. So it's hard for you to get out of this situation or, what'll happen about the kids or anything like that. But it's like, you deserve to be an emotionally secure, loving family environment. And if you didn't have that growing up and if you still don't have that now, find it. Find a way to get out of whatever you're in. We have Legs, stepping into new experiences, which is amazing. I feel like you are going to let people help you and be vulnerable enough for people to see your truth because they have to know the truth to be able to help you. You're definitely coming out of that hidden territory and allowing yourself to be seen, having enough courage to talk about what you've been through. I feel like in November, a lot of things could be turning around for you. Okay, November is Sagittarius season as well as Scorpio season. We have Lily's spiritual love, which is so amazing because whatever you're dealing with now is definitely not a spiritual counterpart, is definitely not a divine counterpart. So what's coming in is a spiritual love. For those of you who don't have a toxic ex, maybe some of you don't have any exes, maybe you've seen the people your parents dated and you were like, I learned my lesson from them. Okay, you do still have a spiritual love coming in. What you've experienced, what you've witnessed, what has been demonstrated to you is not something that's going to repeat itself. We have temporary situation. We'll just put that right there. Yeah, so I feel like whatever you've been through is a temporary situation. Even if it happened for a long time. Even if you were with this first husband for 10 years, it's a temporary situation because the next person you'll be with is for all your life. So in comparison, what was 10 years? You know what I mean? that doesn't have to be the situation for all of you, but that was just the example coming through. Also, with temporary situation, I feel like if you got out of something now, maybe you have to live with your friend, and you're like, oh, I don't know how long I'm going to be a burden on your life and take up your couch and blah, 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 blah. But I feel like anything that's happening now is just a transition period. It's just a temporary situation until you're able to step out on your own 2 feet again. So don't worry about what will come or what is next or what might happen. All right. Just take the first steps. Step into new experience. Just know you're going to get away from this, and don't know how or what job or what's going to come or where you're going to live or where you're going to eat or how long you got to stay there, or, because you're going to figure it out. Anything is safer than where you've been is what I really feel. And then we're going to get one more card of advice, and then I will let you go, pile 3. So pile 3, any advice about their love life? Yes, I embrace infinite possibility. Anything is possible. Believe it, achieve it, and say it again. Anything is possible. I embrace infinite possibility. Okay, so even if you don't know how things will turn out in your favor or for your highest success, just remember that there is magic that you possess. So your success is just around the corner. This is what I have for you, pile 3. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Wait. Okay. See, it's okay to have a redo. Bye! Hello, pile 4. We are topping into your love life. So let's get right into things. Pile 4's love life. I see a Black Panther for some of you. I don't know what that means. Too many cards. Something about being manipulative, or like incognito or private is popping up. Pile 4's love life. Oh. Pile 4's love life. All right. We have shapeshifter, transform, and unveil your gifts. Yeah, something about being private. Something about not showing your true self or your whole self within the connection. And I mentioned a Black Panther. We also have a gray wolf and a eagle or a falcon or something of the sort. Also, it's something about not revealing your true self. I feel like some of you might come off. Some of you could be half white, and you hide your true culture because of your appearance, or like you let people believe something about you. You have this darkness you don't claim. I don't mean complexion. I mean like spiritual darkness, or, like soul darkness. I feel like some of you could also wear contacts. Some of you like might be in a relationship and you always wear wigs. No one knows what you're like. True self, true hair, true. There's something about this truth that's not completely revealed. That's kind of like the manipulation energy I was picking up on. The 7 of Swords type of energy, if you know tarot, is what's coming out at me. And then we have warrior, be fearless and stand strong. I believe this card also came out for pile 1. And we also have great teacher, learn from spiritual experiences. Yeah, there's something about this darkness here. And then we come out with a light. With your love life, I feel like things could have been, I wouldn't say dark, like in a bad way, but more like hidden, like not completely revealed. That could be your emotions. Like maybe you really like someone, but you don't let on as much as you could because you're like, I want to hold the upper hand in the connection. I'm not sure. I feel like in your love life, though, you have learned to be fearless. So, like, if you feel something, you're going to be honest about how you feel. And that could be liking someone, or that could be not liking certain things, having certain boundaries within the connection. There's something about, like, face tattoos. Say you have a face tattoo and you're with someone who's like, I would never have a face tattoo. Maybe in the past, you're someone who would, like, put concealer on to hide your true nature, maybe you have vitiligo and you would put one shade of concealer all over your face, or you have like an interesting birthmark, or there's something you would hide about yourself. And for some of you, that could be your culture. You know, you would hide that the fact that you knew ate certain foods, or knew certain languages, or like, I don't know. I have like this something about an Asian culture is popping up for me. So like, you're with someone and they're like, oh my god, raw fish, I could never eat that, that's so disgusting, blah 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 blah. Little do they know, you summer in Japan every time you visit your grandparents, and obviously you're gonna eat sushi, but you don't tell them that. Instead you're like, oh okay, I can see why people don't like it. But you don't defend it, you don't own it, you don't unveil your participation within that thing. Is really the energy of how it's come up. I feel like you sought validation outside of yourself in the past, but you're someone who's more fearless, more standing strong in who they are as a person and what they bring to the table. And you've learned from past experiences, which have been a great teacher to you, of how, like, if you're in a relationship where you're just hiding your true nature, you're going to develop into this relationship and realize this person doesn't even know you, or doesn't even truly love you or like you. So then you're like, do I truly like myself? Or maybe I don't like myself if I'm willing to hide myself. And obviously this person doesn't like me because they don't know my true self. But do I even know my true self? A lot of questions, a lot of growth is really what I see. Your love life, I feel like, has been trial and error of figuring out who you are. And I don't feel like darkness, like there's not anything that really went wrong that made you completely be like, no, this isn't the relationship for me. I feel like you kind of outgrown certain relationships where you're just like, oh, I don't fit here anymore. Even your partners might be a little like, why? What did I do wrong? What's the matter? And you're just like, sorry to tell you, but the person you went for is not me. Some of you could be autistic, and you've been in relationships and people fell in love with your mask, but not necessarily who you are. Let's keep going though. Pile 4, the love life. We have Lalita, which reminds me of Sagittarius energy, okay, with this archer here, and this playfulness. This is the red goddess. Playfulness is a spiritual power. Laughter leads me back to the light. Yeah, in your love life, I feel like you've been very serious. And it's very much, where are we going? Where am I trying to get to? I think you focus so much on winning the approval of other people, you didn't even realize the goal in the relationship is to feel at peace, and to feel loved, and to feel comforted, and to feel seen. You're just like, oh, finally someone likes me. I finally won. I could say there's someone who likes me. That you weren't really even enjoying yourself. So I feel like in your love life moving forward, the way you're going to know this is the connection for you. And also feathers is a big sign for you. I don't know if you see feathers like blowing in the wind, or feathers is like a spiritual symbol for you, or anything like that. But whenever you see feathers, know that that is a spiritual confirmation. And a sign of like synchronicity. Like if you were thinking something and then you see a feather, that's like confirmation for you. What was I thinking? What was I saying? Oh yeah, laughter leads me back to the light. So remember, we had this darkness energy of having to hide, and then having this laughter that brings you back to the light. So when you feel lighthearted, when you feel like you could play around in the connection, when you feel like things aren't too serious, when you have enough space to flap your wings and to grow and to move and to migrate, okay, that's going to be an indicator that this connection is the right one for you. Pile 4. Pile 4 is love life. Too many cards. Pile 4 is love life. Okay, so we have 27, Fortune, Lakshmi, which 2 and 7 comes down to 9. 9 is all about endings are like the end of a cycle. So I feel like you're ending the cycle of masking. You're ending the cycle of hiding your true nature, and then you're unveiling your true self, and you're feeling fortunate enough to do so. You're like, I'm fortunate enough to have the heart that I have, the kindness I have, the level of respect that I have. And yeah, sometimes I have darkness, but okay. Like, you know, some people think certain comments are mean as shit, and other people think those comments are fucking hilarious, and you just have to find your people. And then we have number 13, 3 and 1 is 4. 4 is about stability, and this says new beginnings. So I feel like you're having a new start in your love life. You're having a situation, again, where you feel fortunate enough to be yourself. You feel abundant in being yourself, because when you're other people, when you're masking, when you're pretending, you only have so much to give until your energy kind of seizes and taps out, and you're just like, oh, I'm tired of playing this role. I'm tired of playing this part. I'm tired of being this person. But when you're your own self, when you feel fortunate to be yourself, you are like invigorated by your own light, by your own sense of playfulness, that you can never get tired of being yourself, because you're not playing a role, you're not playing a part, you're just fueled by life. So like there's this new beginning coming where you feel like you have enough room to spread your wings, where you feel at peace, because the bird here is dark. And then it transitions to a white bird, a dove, a sense of peace. So it's like you went through this transformation where you feel fearless. So maybe in the past, your weirdo tendencies were kind of like, let me hide those away. If someone accepts me, you know, I just want friends. I just want someone to love me, even if it's conditional, even if it's only when I do this, even if it's only when I straighten my hair, even when it's only when I talk about this. And you went through a situation where you're more fearless. And you're like, you know what? If people don't like me, I don't care. I want to like me. I want to have this new beginning where I am exactly who I want to be at all times. Pile 4. Pile 4 is love life. Too many cards. And you want to be fearless within yourself, that you have the courage to be like, yep, that's me. Yep, I'm weird. Yep, I'm different. Yep, I'm strange. Yep, that's me. Yep, that's still me. Yep, still me tomorrow. Yep, still me when I like peanut butter with pickles. Yep, still me when I like Skittles and marshmallows. It's me. It's me when I like anime. It's me when I like sparkly rain boots, even though I'm 37. It's me when I want an Akatsuki robe, even though I'm 52. It's me, it's me, it's me. It's me, and I'm not embarrassed to say that it's me. Okay, so we have the Oak Guardian, number 2, threshold answers, open mind. Yeah, you're definitely keeping an open mind about who could love you. I feel like in the past, yeah, maybe in high school or kindergarten, you know, you were rejected for being the little weird kid or whatever. But now you're older and you're like, there's so many niches, there's so many communities, there's so much more open minds, right? That weird isn't like, oh my God, this creepy thing that's gonna that has cooties and is gonna steal my street cred, right? It's something that's more accepted, I feel. So you're learning to look at yourself in a new way, as well as other people. And then we have depressed, isolated, help, number 11. And 11 also comes down to 2. So it's something about this balance that's going on. And then lastly, we have the crone, fairy godmother, wisdom, future, truth. So yeah, you're owning your truth. I feel as though you are isolated. In connections, you end up isolated. You end up depressed because these people are in love with someone who's not you, and they don't even love you enough or know you enough to tell that you've been playing a role. And I feel like you've also been so caught up in the maze of who you want or who you think other people want you to be that you end up isolated because you end up turning your back on yourself. But moving forward in love in the future, you're moving more with wisdom. You're moving more with this experience you've learned so that you are willing to tap into your truth. And you're like, my truth is this. I'm a silly little goose. And if Old MacDonald had a farm and Goose didn't go, then I could go. That's okay. I'm not going to pretend to be a cow just so I can stay on the farm and say that I have a family. Because that shit is too depressing. And number 6 is about fine-tuning the details, about doing the work. And you're like, I'm going to do the work. I'm going to do the work on myself so that I could be in a position where I could be like, yep, this is me. Here I am. Here I am. This is me. And I'm stronger than a da-da-da-da. Okay, so in love for pile 4, where they at? Where's pile 4 at in love? Okay, we have let go of control issues. Allow this to unfold naturally. Yeah, don't try to pick your narrative. Don't try to make people see you in a certain light, okay? So that you're not disconnected by the darkness, or like pushing people away from the darkness. Some people, I feel like you could be someone who's very blunt, right? Sagittarius energy. Some people call Sagittarius Sagittariist because their mouth is so reckless. So you could be around people who are very fragile and very into small talk and lame pleasantries, that when they see your bluntness and your assertiveness, they call it darkness. They call it a shadow. That's just because they don't know how to experience it. They don't know how to adapt to it. So you grow up thinking that you have this shadow, you have this evilness because of the way you communicate. But then when you get older or you find your community, you realize there are people who like directness. They like bluntness. They like the honest truth. You just have to find your people. And it's kind of the same thing. You just have to find the open mind. You just have to find the answers to the question of who would like me for my real self. So with letting go of control issues, allowing the situation to unfold naturally, that's very much the energy you're in. Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. You're giving people a chance to know the real you without you trying to control the outcome, or without you trying to, oh, let me make sure people know I'm fashionable, only dress the best, have money, make sure I know people this, that, and the third. You're choosing to not let the validation of other people control you, and instead allowing things to unfold accordingly. And people are either drawn to you and they like you and they want to be your friend and they want to connect with you, or they don't. And if they don't, laugh it off, so be it. But not to be so depressed by their approval is what's coming through. And where could their love life go? Where could pile 4's love life go? Okay, we have children. Your love life is being affected by children. This could be, again, something that happened to you when you were a child, where you felt depressed and isolated because a lot of people were easily able to click up and make friends, and you had more of a hard time. So when you learned to mimic other people and other children, it became easier for you to make friends. So you just never grew out of mimicking people. So with your love life is being affected by children, I feel like as you get help, as you recognize your familiar patterns, and you keep an open mind to getting through these similar outcomes, these, patterns of self-sabotage or anything like that, you'll be able to heal more childhood trauma. But I feel like also for a lot of you in your love life, you will have children, and children will help you as you learn and accept your children. Like, you're gonna raise weird kids, just telling you off the bat now. And when you see these children and you are able to be the parent to them that you never had for yourself, it's going to heal a lot within you, is what's coming through. We also have finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and your spiritual path, as well as unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Okay, with religious factors and learning from spiritual experiences, I feel like in the future, you're always going to recognize, ever since you healed, or, you decided to unveil your true self, your true nature, you kind of see the spiritual tests, the spiritual lessons, the signs, the synchronicities, again, the feathers, the connection to things, as more answers, as more truth, okay, is revealed to you, as more insight is like unleashed, is what's coming into me. So in the future, you're going to be more aware of the spiritual ties and the connections. And I feel like also spiritually, like if you feel, you'll know this connection is right for you, because spiritually, intuitively, it feels balanced. You don't feel isolated anymore. You feel, again, this laughter, this playful, this lighthearted energy. with finances and career, this gives me that energy of abundance, which for me goes back to this fortune energy. So it's like once you figure out you are fortunate, you are the prize, you're going to become a person that doesn't even like people really. Like you are going to go through such a transformation, such a healing, such a level up, kind of connecting more to your higher self, that when people don't do the same, when people aren't moving spiritually, when people aren't moving at a high vibration, a high frequency, when people aren't moving with spiritual intentions, you're almost turned off. So it's funny because you were in a position where you're like, I hope this person likes me, I hope this person sees me. And then when you go through this growth of, I don't care if they see me, I see myself, I know what I like, I know what I want. Maybe you want the funny person, you know, maybe in the past you were really into like the person you thought knew themselves, you thought it would rub off on you a little bit to be able to stand strong in who you are. But then when you actually are able to accomplish that, you know, you go through spiritual lessons, you go through the dark night of the soul, you know, learn to have pride in yourself, whatever the case may be. You start this new beginning, you start this religious experience, you know, this spiritual path, this experience. You realize moving forward, like there's a lot of people that don't even know themselves. There's a lot of people who are corny as fuck. There's a lot of people also wearing a mask. So when you're not the person that's trying to win the approval, when you're not the contestant, but instead you turn into the judge, you turn into the person who realizes they already have the power, you look at people in a new light with truth now, okay? And you're like, ew, I don't even have the chemistry to like this person. I don't even like this person like I thought I liked this person. Like you have the answers now. You're aware of so much more. You're like, love me. Do they love me? Do I like them? You mean like maybe your friend is like, oh, do you like them? Look at how tall they are. Or look, they're an anime nerd. Or look, they give bad boy energy. And you're like, ugh. I'm not worried about any of those superficial masks. The real question is, have they healed from their childhood trauma? Are they so in touch with themselves that they won't be swayed by the opinions of their friends? Are they secure in their masculinity? Like, you know, you're like, let's get to the truth. Let's get to the honest answers. The question isn't how many bodies do they have. The question is, at what age did they lose their virginity, so that I know if they still or don't still have parental trauma. Like, you see the bigger picture now. You're focused on the bigger things. You're like, approval by my peers or approval of Jesus. Okay, make it make sense. I mean, not Jesus, but you know, you're just like, is this a lie? Am I living a life my higher self would approve of, my future self would approve of? Or, you know, who am I living for? What am I doing right now? That's really the energy coming out. So we're going to tap into zodiac signs, possible energies involved with this connection. If you don't hear your zodiac, don't feel bad or anything. This is just extra confirmation for whomever may be. On the board so far, we do have Sagittarius energy as well as Aquarius energy, but let's see what else pops up. For pile 4, possible energies within this connection. Pile 4. Too many cards. Okay. We have Aquarius, as I mentioned, Leo. These are sister signs, by the way. We have Capricorn, Scorpio, and Scorpio again. So I feel like this connection, we have transformation here and the animal. It's very... And then with the animals, we had animals here with shapeshifter, transform and unveil your gifts, transform, transformation. All right. Yeah, I feel like this connection is definitely a transformation for you because it's definitely something you haven't experienced before or a connection you've gone after before. You haven't really dated someone who could actually see all of who you are. You've definitely, I feel like, dated people or associated people or has tried to get in the good graces of people who weren't emotionally deep, like didn't have a lot of depth to them, weren't very vulnerable, weren't very honest, again, weren't very true to themselves and their nature. So for you to grow and develop and then go after this person in your future, I feel like is going to be very unexpected for the people who know you. So like say in your family, they see you and you always date this blonde, like wealthy, never had a job, privileged person. And then you go for someone who is like a person of color and wears their hair natural and has been working since 15, and and it's just a completely different vibe. This person carries themselves in a whole different way. They have a whole different reputation than something you're normally associated with. And because this person is so different, so rare from your usual, it's almost like I feel like you get obsessed fast. Like, it's very deep and intense. This person makes you look at life in a way you haven't before. To be with someone who's very plugged into societal expectations and then date someone who's completely off the grid, who's a weirdo, who is unexpected and like diverse and surprising, is like, what? And I feel like, again, to be in a typical connections where people are emotionally distant or secretive, and then to be in this connection where someone is so romantic and loving and expressive and playful, there's such an energy about playfulness. I feel like even with children, you're going to feel like your inner child is so safe and seen within this connection, that things are going to change. Like, if you had a reputation for being a pushover or being blinded by love or something of the sort, like, it's going to completely change, because this connection is going to be so responsible, so like with a purpose. I feel like it's going to be a legacy. Like, you could have children with these people, so obviously it's a legacy. There's a dynasty. Different outcomes for different people. But we have a lot of fixed sign energy, which is Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio. We could throw Taurus in there for funsies. And then I did mention Sagittarius right here, and we have Capricorn. Okay, so let's keep diving in, just a few more, and then we are done. So we're going to tap into one word to describe Pile 4's love life. Yes, we have honesty, which is exactly the energy I was telling you about. Some people are scared of honesty and will tell you that it's a bad thing, and other people completely love it. Honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. This also goes back to that energy of, right here, of unveiling your gifts, of shape-shifting into your truth, okay? You can't expect everyone to be honest. People are vapid fucking liars. You need those to learn the necessary lessons. But you could be honest with who you are, and that's definitely an energy you tapped into. For some of you, you could even had really been into like the straight hair thing and wearing makeup and, putting on this type of facade to some degree. And you're like, I just want to be honest. Like, this isn't my hair. This is something I make it do. This isn't my face. This is something I make it do. I just want to be me. Like, I just want to be authentic. Okay, Pile 4. What is Pile 4's perspective on love? Pile 4's perspective on love. Which one's first? I think this one. Okay. Pile 4's perspective on love. Success! Ha, ha, ha. Didn't I mention peace? Didn't I mention peace? Okay. You want the freedom to just be. You have more peace being you than pretending to be what they want you to be. So in terms of love, you definitely gone through a sense of growth, a period of recognizing what you want. And yeah, I feel like there's a mystery. The mystery is the connection. The mystery is who's going to surface to come into your love life bubble. Because again, you've done this growth. where you used to wanted to hide yourself, and now you're fearless enough to stand into who you are and to own with honesty, like, yes, this is me, this is my energy, this is my weird, and what about it? And I'm still a lover, and what about it? I used to have a reputation of being, you know, the Range Rover Casamigos balayage girly, and now I have a new reputation of being a lover, and I want to be a natural fairy godmother energy, okay? And we do have fairy godmother right here. And yeah, it's a mystery as to who's gonna like me for me, because it's taken me such a long time to like me for me. This is your POV, by the way. But I know there will be success. I know good things can come out of this. I know someone will see my darkness and still see the light and still know that there's a rainbow at the end of this pot of gold. And in a relationship, you realize you just really want balance. You don't want to be so far on the side where you lose yourself, but you don't want to be so far on the other side where you never try things. You're like, I want to have a balance. I want to straighten my hair sometimes and not let it completely define me. Sometimes I want to put eyeliner on and not be classified as a makeup girly. Like, there's whatever it is, whatever you've been going through, because with fixed sign energy, fixed signs are very much all or nothing mentality, and you're trying to do your best to balance and to like live in the gray, because the gray is where peace is found. You want to be at peace in the connection, and you realize that is the goal. You're like, the goal in friendship, relationships, family, anything is to feel most authentic to myself and most at peace. And if I don't feel that, then this is not the connection for me. And then last but not least, we are getting messages from your counterpart, messages from the person involved in this connection with pile 4, which we have messages from pile 4's counterpart. Too many cards. Message from pile 4's counterpart. Message from pile 4's counterpart. Okay, these are all the most positive cutie messages in my opinion. We have, I fantasize about you. So you already know this, you're on this person's brain, especially at night and sexually. I wish you were here with me. I feel like they're tired of the distance. They're tired of being apart from you. They can't wait to the day where you guys like live together and you're home all the time, or you just are in each other's face in space. Like, they can't get enough of you. I wish you were here with me. I'm on my way to you. This card also came out for pile 2 possibly, but when I saw it, I still think of the same thing I'm gonna tell you guys, which is that J-Lo song, On My Way to You. And it's like, on my way to you, on my way to you, on my way to you. Oh, and every heartbreak was a yellow brick road, pointing me straight, just taking me home. I was never lost, I was just passing through. I was on my way to you. Okay, and then we have I'm in love with you. The distance between us kills me, which goes back to I wish you were here with me, because why would they wish you were near if y'all was already together? So I feel like y'all could be in a long distance relationship, or you have yet to meet this person. But also with I'm in love with you, I feel like they're so in love with your weird. Like, growing up, it is so easy to think that everyone wants to be a part of society. And of course, when you are a outsider, when you are alien, when you are a weirdo, when you're someone that is easily overlooked, all you want is community, all you want is to fit in, all you want is to have a sense of connection. So it's kind of like, I understand wanting to be in the bubble, wanting to be in the swing of things, but it's kind of like you finally got what you wanted and you realize it wasn't all that it's meant to be. Like, from the outside looking in, when you're lonely, when you're depressed, of course something seems better than nothing, but when you're actually in it for yourself, you're like, this is not what I thought it was, this is not what I want. It just depends. So I feel like, even though you may look at yourself as like bad or lacking something, or if someone were to love you, like it's almost like gym class dodgeball. Like if someone picked you, you almost feel bad that you're on their team, like you know that you ended up on their team. But with growing, you kind of realize like there's an amazingness in your difference, and this person is in love with you. They are in love with your different, and the reason you guys haven't connected sooner is because you were busy trying to be someone else. So once you stopped doing that and started running your own race and walking down your own path, your light was able to shine. So the darkness was never anything to be feared of or scared of. The darkness was your true essence, that someone confused you and made you believe there was something wrong with, but you are always who you meant to be. And that's why is when you were able to shine, that this person was able to like see you, because you finally revealed your true light. So once they saw you and they saw your glitter and your shine, they were like, wow. Imagine that everyone in society who follows social norms and all that kind of stuff is like beige, or is like yellow or something. I don't fucking know. It is gray. You ever seen the episode of Fairly Odd Parents where Timmy Turner wished everyone was the same, so everyone was a gray blob, but then Timmy had a pink hat and he tried to feel like a little bit different? It's kind of you. So if everyone was yellow and someone finally met you and you're neon green and you are sparkling, you know, in the daylight when everyone is just a color, like something that you're like, oh my gosh, this is so awkward. Why do I sparkle and nobody else does? This is weird. Something's wrong with me. Let me douse myself in dirt. Let me paint myself black. Let me do something to hide my true nature. But then when you got to a point where you were like, oh, let me not just hide my true nature. Let me actually rub like something on me to make me glow, make me shine, like make me do the most, I guess you could say. Anyway, when someone saw your true light and saw your true expression, that's when they were like, I'm in love with you. I want exactly that. The distance between us kills me. Again, they are either you haven't met this person yet and they're gonna approach you soon. You haven't even done this work. So once you do the work, what you have to look forward to is this person revealing themselves. But then we also have, I knew you were the one when I met you. So I feel like instantly, once they meet you, they recognize how rare you are, how different you are. They're just like, oh, this is it. You could have said a corny joke, a lame joke. You could have done something that other people don't have the courage to do. You could have sang a karaoke song. You could have taken a shot. Like, you do something that's not average. That's not typical. When people think of girls, they don't think of what you just did. When people think of boys, they don't think of someone with painted nail polish or crop top or something. There's something you did that when you did it in that way, they were just like, wow, I'm in love with this person. Wow, this is going to be the person I marry. This is going to be my forever person. Like, they knew right away. So even though you hesitate about yourself, your love, your capabilities, your beauty, your sense of self, your humanity, your laughter, your kindness, your heart, whatever it is, this person didn't need convincing to recognize the greatness in you, because as soon as they saw it, they were hooked, line, and sinker. Okay, so this is what I have for you, pile 4. Okay, I did just see 555 on the recording time, so I'm gonna just read that for you real quick, and then we're all done. So here it is. It says, 555, major change, get your mindset right. Change can be seen as a negative thing, but with the right mindset and the right alignment to your goals, it's actually your angel's way of readjusting your life to fit your desires. Life will look different when you get what you want. So, get your mindset right. Know that you don't have to hide who you truly are. Be honest, be authentic, and that is how you find success. Pile 4. This is what I have for you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!